Oh boy. Oh man. This is gonna be wild. This is gonna be wild. Oh boy. I haven't done this in a little bit. Holy crap. This is gonna be big. Oh man. Whew. Welcome to anyone who's, I guess, watching the stream later. No one's joined the live yet, so. Oh, Atlanta is first. Wow, I don't know how you're first, Atlanta. Welcome, Atlanta. Thank you, guys. I changed the slow mode. We got only 3 seconds here, so you can spam in support of your language a little more than usual. We're gonna have a good time today, guys. We are gonna have a good time. It's time for my 2025 language tier list. This is a video that I've made for the last 3 years, and it's time to do that. So let's go. I'm just gonna have to post the stream link in a few different places here real fast. So let me do that. 1 second. Tell me where you're from, though. Tell me where you're from, please. I would love to know where you're from. We so back. All right, let me see. Let me announce this in the chat and my Discord. Get in here. Okay. Let's see how this goes. All right, why is this... Okay, it does show. All right, cool. Portugal, Peru, France, Netherlands, Brazil, Deutschland. All right, we got people from everywhere. Je viens de France et je trouve language simp très sexy et beautiful. Merci. Merci, c'est très gentil. Okay, I have to tell you guys, this 2025 language tier list is in fact sponsored by the book that I released about a month and a half ago, titled The Hyperpolyglot Handbook. If you head over to languagesimp.com and you buy the book and you use code AMONGUS at checkout, you will get $5 off. The first 30 people to buy the book with code AMONGUS, that's AMONGUS, will get $5 off of the Hyperpolyglot Handbook, which can be found on languagesimp.com or at the link in the description. So basically what we're going to be doing today, guys, is we're going to be going through every single language in the universe, without exception, and ranking them on a scale of dog water to gigachad, specifically for if you should learn them this year. We're a little late into the year, but what can you do? Is the code case sensitive? I am not sure. Just try Among Us. AMONGUS. Code Among Us at languagesimp.com for $5 off of my ebook, The Hyperpolyglot Handbook. Please spam the chat with where you're from. I really need to know. Whew, let me just open up a Dr. Perky. Hopefully that didn't destroy your ears. Oh yeah, let's get a Dr. Perky. You begged your dad and he bought the book? Hell yeah, dude. Thank you very much. Make America emo again. Okay. Oh shit, I got a donation. Gabe, muito obrigado pelos lulas. Me and my friend in Chic Chic Bahia are all watching this Hyperpolyglot GigaChad stream. Muito obrigado. Muito obrigado, irmão. You dropped all work to watch this. Yes, this is an important yearly event, guys. So yeah, without further ado, we should jump into this. I'll give it about 2 more minutes just to see if anyone else wants to join, trickle in. But please tell me where you're from. So we see Norway, Turkey, Colombia, Pyramid Land. Okay, Egypt, I'm assuming. Or no, maybe Mexico, because the Mayans or whatever, right? But I need to say again, guys, you can use code AMONGUS at languagesimp.com to get $5 off the Hyperpolyglot Handbook, a GigaChad's Guide to Language Learning, which is my ebook that I took 2 year to write, which teaches you how to learn a language. The first 30 people from the stream who do that will in fact get that discount. Say un GigaChad Italian. We'll see where Italian goes. This is going to be interactive. Ultimately, these are all my opinions, but I will be asking the chat for recommendations, and maybe I take bribes. Maybe I take bribes if I'm putting your language a little lower than you'd like. You know, there's a chance that there's a chance that the bribe could work. So without further ado, let's get started. Why not? Let's see, what do we got here first? Romanian. Okay, what do we think about Romanian in 2025? Romanian. You know, I still haven't learned Romanian myself, which is kind of insane because I feel like if you asked me in 2020 if I was going to learn Romanian by 2025, I feel like I would have at least flirted with it a little harder than I have. Romanian is a great language fusion between Romance languages and Germanic. No, not Germanic languages, Slavic languages. For example, even though it has the romance base from the Latin language, you say da to say yes, which is insane. Da. Da being how you say yes in Russian as well. So quite interesting. A lot of influence from, I think, Russian, if not just other Slavic languages. It's beautiful. It's really underrated. How many people speak it? Like 40, 50 million max in Romania and Moldova. Also, there's a population of people who kind of live around Europe in different countries who speak Romanian. I think the people are really nice. A Romanian woman gave me a temporary tattoo once in Florida. But I don't think like it's the defining language of 2025. So I'm going to throw Romanian in the alpha tier. That's what I think. Where would you guys put Romanian? I think if you want to learn, it's a tough one to learn before other Romance languages. It's a weird choice. You know, you're looked at as the weird smelly kid in school. Like not Romanians. God, I love Romanians. I don't mean that, but I'm saying if you are in school and you choose to learn Romanian instead of French or Portuguese or Spanish, like people are going to look at you weird, I would imagine. So maybe that's not what you want to do. Okay, Swahili. Let's move on to Swahili. Is 2025 the year of Swahili? What do you guys think? Swahili is a language spoken in Africa, which is a country, last time I checked. Huh. You know, I always wanted to learn Swahili. It's nice and written in the American alphabet, which makes it really easy to get into, but if you go to the Swahili Wikipedia page and you look at the grammar section, you'll be fucking blown away. You'll be a little intimidated. Swahili is difficult. It is difficult, and I feel like it doesn't have that many resources. There is Easy Languages Swahili on YouTube, but I feel like they only have like 10 episodes, so there's not much to study. So the resources really bring this down, because as cool as Swahili would be to learn, there's not many resources. Plus, I feel like way too many people who speak Swahili speak American also really well. So it's not as appetizing as you may think. Plus, Swahili is more of a lingua franca of Southeast Africa. Well, maybe not Southeast. That's like Mozambican, but fucking like East Africa. A lot of people speak Swahili, but it's not even really their native language. So if you want to touch their heart and make them do backflips, it's probably not going to make them do backflips. I'm going to throw it an average. It's a lot more approachable than tons of African languages, though. So it's hard to put any lower than average. But I do wish that people would stop being betas and more people would learn African languages in general, be that North African Egyptian, be that North African Arabic dialects, or French is an African language. It's spoken by more people in Africa than France, so I consider it an African language. And the African accent is better than the French accent. So, okay, ASL, we've got Ancient Albanian Sign Language. I feel like it's always going to be a good language to learn. It's just that the resources are really not there. I'm the only remaining native speaker in it, so it's not really worth your time in 2025. I would say we're just going to throw that in the beta tier. This tier list was actually made about 3 years ago by one of my Discord admins and myself. We created this, and we've been making this. Now this is the third year in a row that we're making the language tier list. Every year is Japanese year, never fluent. What are you saying? Okay, Cantonese. What do we think about Cantonese in the year 2025? So in 2024, I actually stepped foot in China for my first time. It was not. I did not leave the airport in China, but I technically stood on the ground outside because, you get off the plane from Germany and then you start walking and looking around, and it was very humid. It was very humid in Guangzhou, China. Not anywhere near where the Cantonese speakers are, I think. I don't know. What's going on in Hong Kong these days, guys? Do you have any idea what's going on in Hong Kong? Some people saying Cantonese is mid. Please tell me what you think Cantonese should be. So I'll tell you what. I did start learning Vietnamese in 2024. JC, thank you for the $2 donation. You are a god among men. I appreciate it. Cantonese is... I feel like... So obviously it's overshadowed by Mandarin in pretty much every area of life. Because if you learn Mandarin, you unlock access to like 1 billion people. You can shock people all over the world because, geez, there's so many Chinese immigrants or Chinese tourists everywhere. Cantonese is a little hit or miss. But because of that, if you shock someone with Cantonese, they're going to do like quadruple backflips. So I do like it for that reason. It's so much more alpha. And I said I was learning Vietnamese because Cantonese is a lot similar to Vietnamese. So I feel like I'd like Cantonese more than I might have thought. So if I'm trying to take my own advice and saying should I learn Cantonese this year, the only thing is I feel like if I advise you to learn Cantonese and you haven't learned many languages in your life, you might really struggle and not get that far with Cantonese. It's definitely not a language for beginners. I'm gonna say average. I'm pretty confident with my average Cantonese. Yeah, like if you choose Cantonese, you're quirky. You're definitely the weird kid at school again. Like why don't you learn Mandarin? But you'll get a ton of respect from native speakers, and I think they like Americans a lot in Hong Kong. Like I think that they did the protest with the American flag and shit, and that's like fucking lit because we love America. Okay, Somali. Somali is fucking lit. There's seriously the only polyglot that I've ever seen have any knowledge of Somali, I think, is Moses McCormick, rest his soul. He's a fantastic Laoshu who passed away unfortunately years ago. But I think he would shock people in Somali. It was very, very cool. I like how Somali sounds a lot, and when you go on Google Translate to listen to some Somali, it's always very interesting. It's a very interesting sounding language. It's got a lot of elements of Arabic, but it's written again in the American script, which makes it very approachable, which is nice. Only thing is, where the fuck are you going to find resources for Somali? You're just not. It's going to be really, really hard. Could you hire a tutor to help you with Somali? 100%. But it's not something you can just like pop on YouTube and there aren't going to be, 50 people making content about Somalian in Somali with Somali subtitles. So, yeah. What do you guys think of Somali? Has anyone ever learned Somali? FSI drills, OFC, says Polyglot Mouse. That's a good idea. FSI, yeah. I guess FSI would have some resources for Somali, so that's not a bad idea. I like how it sounds so much, and I like how it's written, and if I could convince one person to start flirting with Somali this year, I'd be really happy, so I'm going to put it in the alpha tier. Can you imagine Somali? Just imagine, like, you don't have to get perfectly fluent in every language, so imagine if you just learn Somali to, like, A2, early B1, like, you suck ass at it. God, even if you could just introduce yourself, say a few sentences in Somali, that'd be really cool. So I'm forcing you to do that. Am I getting into your brain? I'm forcing you to do that, my friends. Okay. Greek. Greek has really fallen off a cliff for me. I've always loved Greek. I always thought I would learn Greek. I do like how it sounds. It kind of sounds like Spanish from Spain. But the alphabet is a little unapproachable for me because if you know anything about me, I've got an eye issue that makes it difficult for me to read other scripts. So that's not exactly the most fun thing on the planet for me. Greek, I like how it sounds. Like, it's kind of gay sounding, which is not bad. It's just a fact. Juno, thank you. Obrigado pelos lulas. You could learn Somali by interacting with the friendly pirates while sailing on the coast of Somalia. That's how I became fluent in Somali. That's very true. That's very true. You absolutely can. Are there still pirates in Somalia? You're right. It's alpha because of the pirates, too. Because imagine talking to them, too. That'd be fucking sick. But yeah, Greek sounds kind of... It's got that kind of gay tone to it. I like it. I mean, I like gay people a lot. I think, like, because it's got the lisp kind of like Spain does, but it's got so much history, so much cool history to explore if you learn the language. I don't like that they stole all the fucking terms, all the little letters from calculus. That's kind of lame. I feel like Greece is gonna have a crazy revival. Like if the American Empire falls, we're gonna have Greece take over again. I don't know. I'm really struggling on Greece. What do you guys think? What do you guys think for Greece? Greek. I'm not even saying the name of the country right, or not the country, the language. I'm like having tons of brain farts. I need more Dr. Perky. What are you guys saying? Beta. Charisma says beta. Oh, a lot of betas. I think I agree with you guys. I think Greek is kind of beta in 2025 because nothing's going on with Greece, right? Like we had the whole thing with the economy tanking and shit. It's still, I'm putting it in average, guys, because the thing is, nothing interesting is going on. Like, I think they're on the come up. So I do think Greek, like 2027, 2028 is going to be meta. Like, I dead ass think it's going to be meta. But I can't put it in beta because Greece is awesome. Greek people are cool. The language does sound good. And the vibe of being in fucking Santorini, mogging all the stupid tourists, like talking to the fucking tourist and being like, fuck you, Milauli Hoilinika, Salainika ko. I think that means I speak Greek, but a little bit. I don't remember. Milauli Hoilinika, I think means I speak Greek. What do I look like? A fucking Greek speaker? I'm certainly not. But yeah, we'll throw an average. I'm happy with that. Mongolian, my friends. How many people do we have from Mongolia? Can I get a Mongolian? Can you guys just spam the word chicken if you're from Mongolia? I know you are. Just say it. Just role play you are. Just want to mention, by the way, if you're interested in my ebook language learning guide, the first 30 people to go to languagesim.com or click the link in the description and use code AMONGUS, AMONGUS at checkout will get $5 off. Duck, chicken. Yeah, okay, we've got some Mongolians. That's sick. Okay, Mongolian. I wish it wasn't written in the Cyrillic script. I really wish it wasn't written in the Cyrillic script. The Cyrillic script is annoying. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I know it very well. Don't get me wrong. I've been learning Russian off and on, sometimes hardcore, speaking Russian, typing Russian for like 5 years. So I'm no stranger to the script. But if Mongolian wasn't written in it, it'd be more approachable and shit for us Americans. And let's be honest, we're the people who matter. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm completely kidding. We suck. We suck. Brazilians are the people who matter. But Mongolian. I like how it sounds. Have you ever listened to Mongolian? Have you guys ever went to Easy Languages Mongolian or something? There's this noise where they're like, no, is that it? Like, no, what is it, man? I can't imitate it. There's this like, it's not a click, but there's this noise like, I can't do it. I don't know what it is, but if you listen to Mongolian for like 5 minutes, you will know what I'm talking about. It's very cool. I think that it's not a Hawk 2 sound. What the fuck? But I have been to so many language learning events in my life. I have been in so many different Discord servers. I've talked to thousands of language learners, thousands upon thousands. I've never met someone who's been learning Mongolian, and I've never met anyone who's gotten decent at Mongolian. It's going in alpha. It's just too cool. It's too cool of an opportunity for 2025. Remember, we're making this tier list to highlight the languages that you should learn in 2025, according to me, the king of the universe, the god of the language learning community who dictates all of this stuff. Mongolian's going in alpha because if you come into 2026 with just a fucking half-assed, half-decent level of Mongolian, like you can say, hello, my name is Josh. I'm from the United States of America. I'm learning Mongolian because Mongolians are awesome. Like you literally alpha mog everyone. Imagine walking down the street in whatever fucking country you live in, I don't care where, and like when you walk past some lady on the street and you make eye contact with her, like you'll beam into her soul like I speak Mongolian. Like the energy, the alpha energy will just radiate and you'll have this confidence that can't be taken. Japanese. Okay, guys, Japanese is a very interesting one. So Japanese. I went to Japan in 2024, guys. I went to Japan in 2024. And therefore I had to say some things in Japanese. I'm trying to remember exactly. I was at a TGI Fridays, which is an American restaurant, which has these weird fucking mutated off. Everything's mutated. Every establishment is mutated in Tokyo. But it was this Grant McDonald, thank you for the $2. We'll ever learn an alien language 100% if it comes out. If the DLC comes out. But Japanese, guys, I went to Tokyo. Everything is mutated, every fucking building. But I went to TGI Fridays, which is an American restaurant that they stole from us, like everyone steals from the United States, obviously. And it was mutated, so they had healthy food, which was fucking bullshit. But I need to take a nice old shit or something. I can't remember if it was number 1 or number 2. I think it was number 1, to be honest. But I was in TGI Fridays, eating my meal with my buds. One from Australia, one from Japan, well, Canada. And I had to tell the waitress, "Toileto doku desu ka?" Right? I had to speak Japanese in real life. I literally asked where the toilet is, and she said something like "hi," and then like bowed, and then she took me towards the toilets, and then she like gave me this nod, and she said something in Japanese, which I interpreted as like "here's the toilet" or some shit. So I was like, okay. Another point of Japanese, I met, if you guys know, Matt versus Japan. And it felt like one of those moments in life, like, if you know that song, like, I met Kanye West, I'm never going to fail. Obviously, deplorable man, Kanye West. But I met Kanye West. I'm never going to fail. It's like I met Matt versus Japan. I'm never going to learn Japanese. Absolute dog water. Nothing has changed. I'm sorry. If you like it, you like it. Okay. Like, what am I going to fucking say to you? Okay. If you like anime and shit, you like it. It's a cult. Learning Japanese is a cult, but that's fine. Honestly, that's fine. I get. Japan was nice in a lot of ways. It's just too much cartoon. Have you guys ever been to Japan? What's that town? There's a fucking neighborhood where it's all anime. What's it called? Shinjuku? No, not Shinjuku. Where is it? Haribara. What is it, guys? There's a place in Japan, one of the neighborhoods in Tokyo, where everything is anime. How about Thai language, Pinky? We can talk about that at the end. At the end, if some languages aren't included here, we could talk about other ones. So what? Do you guys know that town? Akihabara. Yes, Akihabara. Yes, dude. Akihabara was a fever dream. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I like 2D women a lot. Like, I am obsessed with two-dimensional women. I love them to death. Like, I would die for a lot of 2D women. But it's cringe to learn the language. All right, let's move on. Dutch. Kind Nederlands? I don't even know how to say that. Dutch. I'm actually writing language review Dutch right now. It should be the next, big video on my YouTube channel. So it's interesting. I've been studying about Dutch quite a bit recently. Fuck, my mic. Hello? No, it's good now, right? I see it working now. Thank you for the Chinese $2. I don't know what you just said. Okay, the mic came back. Sorry. I've got some technical difficulties. I'm streaming from a laptop in a new apartment, so it's a little difficult. Okay, so what were we talking about? We were talking about the Dutch language. Whew. Now, I'm not going to say that what I'm going to rate Dutch for 2025 is necessarily going to impact what I'm going to rate it in my language review episode, because it's kind of different, because the language review takes Dutch into account fully, but I'm talking about Dutch in the sense of, like, should you learn it in 2025? And honestly, it is true that it's just femboy German. It is a feminized version of the German language, which is fine. There's plenty of space in the world for both feminine presenting people, masculine presenting people, and anything else in between or further away or whatever. But there's no room for Dutch learners. No, actually, I've been learning German and it fucking sucks, okay? I'm going to be completely honest. Has anyone here learned German? German sucks. Like German is such a fun... Fuck, how do I word this? I love German. I love how it sounds. I love how German sounds. Germany is awesome. I like German people. I've been to Germany I went to Germany 3 times in 2024. I love Germany. But if you've learned German or you're studying it right now, you know that this language sucks to learn it. Like, it just sucks. Like, it's so hard. It's so much less approachable than a lot of languages. I think it's harder to get into than Russian, which is absurd, I know. That probably sounds absurd. I don't know. Has anyone here started Russian and German? I know I'm talking about German, but I've got a reason why I'm segueing into Dutch. Dutch is a more approachable form of German. Part of me, usually I recommend learning the harder language first and then going to its, like, easier baby brother. But, like, I feel like if I were to like Dutch more and learn Dutch first, I think German would be way more approachable because you can, like, learn it. It's like Dutch is German with training wheels. I'm going to put it in an average. If you want to learn Dutch this year, especially if you like the Netherlands or Belgium for whatever reason, I think that's really cool. I think that's really cool. I'm putting that in average. No, I'm putting it in beta. I can't put it in. They speak American. I forgot to keep that. I forgot to factor that in, guys. They speak American, like and they're so fucking tall. Like you go there, you get height mogged and you get American mogged because they speak better American than you, even though you're American. I've never stepped foot in that country. I never will. They're going to be underwater soon. I love you, Dutch people. You're very cool. You're very, very cool. Cool sounding language, but stop fucking speaking American, dude. Please, can you please speak, like, learn fucking something else. Bulgarian. Bulgarian have had a love-hate relationship as well with this language. Has anyone here ever studied Bulgarian? Again, it's a language that no one studies. No one studies Bulgarian. And the thing is, I've talked about Bulgarian a million times on my YouTube channel, and I've pointed out the reasons why Bulgarian is enticing. The number one reason Bulgarian is enticing is because it's a Slavic language that doesn't have cases. I think there's another Slavic language that doesn't have cases. I want to say it's either Macedonian or Montenegrin. One of those. Is Montenegrin? No, Montenegrin is just Serbian, so forget that. I think it's Macedonian that doesn't have cases as well. But Bulgarian's a little more present in the universe, Nina Dobrev or whatever. No cases, which is really cool. Weird ass verb system, though, you're saying? Sure, I mean, whatever. But no cases in a Slavic language, that's pretty novel. It's a good gateway drug, sort of like marijuana, into if you want to start doing drugs. For example, you do marijuana first. If you want to start learning Slavic languages, you could learn Bulgarian first, but no one fucking learns it. So because of that, for 2025, it does give me a little push of like, I kind of want to recommend it for you because if you learn it, you're going to be cool. Like you're ahead of the curve because it's like investing. When you're investing in stocks, if you buy Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, whatever, they're already so high. You're not going to make that much money on them probably. But if you invest in something like some random ass company out of Ohio, which could explode one day, you could get rich. So it's kind of like that with Bulgarian. I like how it sounds. It looks weird to me sometimes because like the words like ass. I think ass is how you say I. I think ass is how you say I. Like it's AZ or some shit. Ass. So I think it's cool if you learn it this year, Bulgarian. I think flirting with it, getting to like an intermediate level would be really cool. Like, come on, like imagine, let's say, because it's all about having like a good portfolio, right? So if you're a normie, which is fine to be a normie when you start learning languages. Let's say you start learning French, German, Spanish, Russian, one of the obvious ones everyone chooses at the start. Let's say that you go into this year, you're a monolingual right now. Obviously, we're a little late into the year, whatever, and you learn French. It would be much cooler to be intermediate or like advanced in French by the end of the year and intermediate in Bulg. That'd be sick. Plus, you can call it Bulg or Bulge, which is funny. Czech, guys. I went to the Czech Republic. I guess they call it Czechia now these days. I went to that country for the first time in 2024. Nice place, very nice, developed, beautiful little place. I was only in Prague. I did not speak any Czech, really. I met one Czech person. Well, I guess I met a few Czech people, but I met one Czech person who I became pretty good friends with, and she taught me a few sentences and whatnot, which was fun for sure. Czech, good people, good city. I did. If you guys know who Richard Simcott is, he speaks good Czech. He's a pretty famous polyglot. I remember being on the street with him, walking in Czechia. We were just walking to God knows where, I don't remember, and we just got in a conversation with some Czech dude, and like they were speaking Czech to each other. I was very impressed. It sounded pretty good. Very consonant clustery, kind of like Polish. I think arguably more consonant clusters than Polish, if I'm not mistaken. I do like how it sounds. It's such a niche Slavic language, but if you learn it, you're cool. You're kind of automatically cool. So I'm tempted to put Czech in the alpha tier. What do you guys think? Where would you put it? You think Czech is kind of dog water? Czech is not dog water. Czech is absolutely not dog water. Czech is like fucking... It's a strange country, man. CZ? Why does it start with CZ? That's a weird way to spell shit. They need to cut that shit out. If they spell it CH, it would be so much more skib. You guys are saying GigaChat? I'm putting it in alpha. And I don't have Slovak on this list, so Czech actually fucking encompasses Slovak as well, because they're like the same language. Hungarian. I went to Hungary, whatever you call it, for the first time in 2023. So it's been a whole sun cycle since I've been in Hungary. I feel like, I don't know, interesting country. I didn't really bond with any Hungarians. I guess I met a few. They were cool. What did I say? I remember being in being in shops and stuff, and when I'm leaving saying "Köszönöm szépen," which means thank you very much in Hungarian. I don't really like it. It's really fucking hard. Like, you would literally have to rip your ass off to learn this language to even an intermediate level. Like, you jump right into this and you try to say, like, fucking, I am learning Hungarian. You're already being shot at, basically, with how difficult this is. Like, it feels like getting shot. It feels like being in a helicopter and people with RPGs are trying to knock you out of the sky. That's what it feels like to even get to, like, A2 in Hungarian. So I can't really recommend it to you. If you do it, you're cool. If you do it, you're cool. I think like Luca Lampariello speaks it well, I think, which is pretty remarkable. It's fucking cool. I would learn it. It is cool. It is cool, but don't learn it in 2024, guys. Or 5, whatever year it is. Beta for now. I can't recommend it with a clean conscience. I want you guys to succeed in life, all right? Finnish is a similar story. Like Finnish is just Hungarian. There's both Uralic languages or whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean. I have no idea, dude. Who knows about Uralic? Like no one talks about Uralic languages. I have no idea what Uralic language means, but tons of cases. But the thing with Finnish is like you've got that mystique, like that reindeer ass, Santa Claus ass, snowy ass. And wasn't like the president attractive like 3 years ago or something? So that gives it some points. I like Finnish. Olet vitun velho. One of the first things I ever did on my YouTube channel was learn Finnish with some members of my Discord. That was interesting. Finnish is a good language. Finnish is good. It would be really fun to learn, I feel like. Not a lot of resources, but I feel like the Finns are fun. I feel like the Finns are fun and like to help you. I don't know. Where would you guys put it? Can you spam the chat with where you'd put it? I really want to hear it. You guys are saying I'm seeing alpha, I'm seeing a lot of different things. Average, y'all say. Beta, giga chat, alpha, average. Beta, 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 alpha, alpha. I can't put it in giga chad. But I think I can put it in alpha. I think I can put it in, like it's got good aura, to use words that are more common these days. Finnish has good aura. It's like it's just cool. It's clean. It feels like snowy. When I think about it, I think of like blue rivers, very blue rivers with white snow. And that seems kind of fun. So we're putting it in alpha. If you want to learn Finnish, so just kind of to review, guys, Romanian, Somali, Mongolian, Czech, Finnish, that's going to give you a ton of aura in 2025. Swahili, Cantonese, Greek, Bulgarian, not bad choices. ASL, Dutch, Hungarian, maybe reconsider. And Japanese, what are you doing? Okay. Tokipona. If you guys don't know what Tokipona is, it's a made-up language. It's what we call a constructed language, sort of like Esperanto. And it's got like 150 words, so it's quite easy to learn. It's kind of like caveman speak in a sense. Just simple words like a word for water, thing, like round, far, close, country, person. But then like country means state, county, whatever. It's like if you look up the word list, it's very interesting language that I love. I absolutely love Tokipona. I think it's an awesome thing to learn, and the community is very interesting. If you guys look, I said in my book that I learned Tokipona. Is that true? Yes, I've learned Tokipona to like a moderate level, and I've spoken it in real life one day. I've spoken in real life in the Czech Republic, actually, at a table of two people who also learned Tokipona, and it was very fun. I had to pull up the dictionary though to refresh myself because I hadn't studied it in a while, but it's got really cool logic. I really like it. So I think a lot of you guys are saying dog water and shit. I think you guys are delusional. I think you are definition of dog water. You are delusional. It's so good. And the community, I'm telling you, if you want a non-weird, not as weird as Esperanto community, I guess, Tokipona is good. Discord. I went to a fucking VR chat Tokipona meetup last year. And it was so funny because we were so I don't know if anyone's ever played VR chat, but it was a Tokipona VR chat meetup, and we were at like a museum in game, not IRL, in game, and we were supposed to like describe things in Tokipona, which was a cool exercise. But I just was bored, so I was like running around, like glitching out the wall and shit. Like everyone else was so like, everyone was just sitting there fucking learning Tokipona, and I was like glitching out the map as like a banana or something. It was really funny. Thank you for the $2, Prep Luck. I really appreciate it. I just want to say too, while we have about 1,000 viewers, if anyone was interested in buying my ebook, Hyperpolyglot Handbook, it's at languagesimp.com, and the first 30 people who buy it today and use code Among Us will get $5 off. Tokipona is going in alpha, guys. I can't recommend it enough. I think it's great. I will, until the day I die, which hopefully isn't anytime soon, I will recommend Tokipona. It was created by a woman named Sonia Lang from Canada. And she's, I would say, an acquaintance with me. I guess I can't say friend. I don't talk to her very frequently, but she's very kind. She sent me free Tokipona books one day. This is not sponsored. But okay, let's move on to Hebrew. Hebrew is an interesting one. It's a niche one. Some people learn it. I know you guys are probably familiar with Lang Focus on YouTube. I think that's, I want to say this is the first language he's ever learned in his life. Preplok, thank you very much for the $2. Gotta add Miss Sokuk to the list. LOL Sigma Gigalang. I have no idea what that means. Hebrew is interesting. I was never that interested in Hebrew. I think it's absolutely mogged by the other language in its category, which is of course Arabic. Pray, place, British, and GigaChad tier, my noble sir. We'll see. We'll go over that in a bit. Hebrew, it's very harsh. There's a lot of like, it's a lot harsher than Arabic for Semitic language. I haven't listened to it. I haven't listened to other Semitic languages too much. Like, what is it? Amharic and Ethiopian, or no? Amharic is Ethiopian. Yeah, like it's harsh. I kind of like how it sounds when it's really harsh. I do kind of like that when I watch the videos and they're like it's cool if you like that harshness. I don't know how it doesn't hurt their throat so much, because I feel like it's even more common than the Dutch. Like it's more guttural. Like, how do you? Is anyone a Hebrew speaker? You guys go like you're so fucking deep. I'm gonna put it in beta. Like, if you have a connection to it, I understand why you would learn it. Written backwards, which is cool, gives it a little more aura, but not my favorite. Polish. It's time to talk about Polish, the Polish language. Mówi po polsku, bo lubię bobry. Polish is an interesting. I was actually in 2024. I was on an episode of Easy Polish, believe it or not. I was on an episode of Easy Polish. Someone gave me 2 CA, whatever that is. I'm femboy learning Polish. It's the best Slavic lingo. Please, thank you for letting me know that you are in fact a femboy. That was very important. So Polish is a femboy language. Let's be honest. Very safe, interesting country. I was in Poland in 2023, not in 2024. Very nice place. I like Żabka a lot. I like there's some other stores in Poland that were really interesting. I can't remember one with like a, what's it called? Biedronka? Is it Biedronka or something with the caterpillar? No, the fucking ladybug. Polish is a cool language. Polish, consonant cluster Wi-Fi password language, though, for like people say it's harder than Russian. I don't think it is. I do not think Polish is harder than Russian. I think Polish is a great it's a great first Slavic language to learn, 100%, because you get the insane history, large amount of people, unified country. You know, some languages don't have like a lot of countries that speak it, or they don't have like a big unified place, so it's not as enticing. Like, but with Polish, you know, you learn Polish, you could just go to Poland, and femboys galore. If you like femboys, boy, are you in for a good time. When I was in Poland, like 90% of people on the street were femboys. It was wild. Not that it's my thing, but it's just an observation, all right? I was not looking. I mean, I looked, but I wasn't like looking for them, you know what I mean? Polish. Spelled the same as polish. I'm really thinking hard here, right? Who am I kidding? I'm definitely going to learn Polish at some point. Obrigado pelos lulas. Abraços do Rio de Janeiro, meu amigo. Muito obrigado. It's going to GigaChad, guys. Can we get a W? Can we get a W spam in the chat, please? I mean, it has to. Like, it's just... Learning Polish is a great idea. It's just it. Like, it's a fucking great idea, dude. Like, it's so easy. It's easy, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, there are cases that are hard, but it's not fucking hard. Like, it's not. I promise. Russian, dude, I'm telling you, if you're not a native Cyrillic speaker, like me, if you don't speak a language like Bulgarian or Russian or something natively, Polish is nice. It's easier. It's easier. I'm going to learn Polish one day, and it's going to pass my level in Russian. 100%. I know that for a fact. I know that one day I'll speak better Polish than Russian, even though I don't know any Polish right now. Have I done Polish review? I haven't. Holy shit. I am working on that. That's going to be soon. It's going to be soon. Dutch, the languages I'm working on, Dutch, Polish, and Turkish need to come out in the next 2 months. Yes. And the L, the L, that's like a W sound. That shit's really fucking cool. Okay, let's move on to Korean. I did do my last YouTube video like a month ago was about Korean. It was language review Korean. Do I think it's a good language to learn in 2025? Yes, I do, in fact. Did anyone watch Squid Game? Who watched Squid Game Season 2? Please let me know if you watched Squid Game Season 2. This is Squid Game language, Parasite language. I'm getting a little outdated with my references. Korean is such a cool fucking language, guys. I fell in love with it. Let me see. 안녕하십니까, 동무들. 우리 위대한 채널에 오신 것을 열렬히 환영합니다. 제 이름은 언어신부이고 저는 미국에서 왔습니다. Whoa. And then, like, I've played these games before. You know that line where the guy's like, I've played these games before. 나니 게임을 해봤어요. When the guy when Jihoon or whatever, Gihun, I don't know how you say his name. He gets in, he's like trying to get everyone to stop or to not die. He's like, 나니 게임을 해봤어요. I like it. I like it a lot. Plus, Lil Kimmy, you never know what that sexy fucking dictator's gonna do. That sexy fucking guy. I'm not gay, but I am for that guy. He's pudgy, and I like that shit. He's pudgy. Imagine how comfortable he would be. Totes Rocky, thank you so much for the 59 Nokia cell phones. Love you, new book. Love your new book, Mr. Simp. But we need more Norwegian love on the channel. Oh, I'm so fucking stupid. But we need more Norwegian love on the channel. Well, I can be bribed. So when we talk about Norwegian, you'll have to let me know. But yeah, guys, again, my book, languagesimp.com, $5 discount today only, for the first 30 people who use discount code AMONGUS. Now is a good time if you've been thinking about getting it. Okay, Korean. I'm between GigaChat and Alpha, to be completely transparent with you guys. I'm between GigaChat and Alpha. I think I want to put it in Alpha. I think it's a GigaChat language in general. Like I talked about that in my language review. I gave it GigaChat. But I think that for 2025, it is hard, right? It is hard. If you're a new language learner, you shouldn't learn it first. If you love it, sure, do it. You got to learn what you love. But if you're planning on learning a bunch, not a good first language, it's not going to help you learn a lot of others specifically too. I'm going to put it in Alpha. It is not average. Whoever's saying average in the chat, you are delusional. Korean is very cool. You are absolutely cooked if you think that. You're cooked. Now we are moving on to Indonesian. Aku belajar bahasa Indonesia. How do you say it? Aku berbicara bahasa Indonesia. Aku belajar bahasa Indonesia. Obama. Nama saya Obama. Obama does speak Indonesian, guys. President Barack Hussein Obama from the United States of America, former President Barack Hussein Obama, who served his 2 terms from 2008 to 2016 before the election of Donald J. Trump, was in fact an Indonesian speaker. And he has a video on YouTube of him speaking Indonesian, like in a speech. He says some stuff in Indonesian. Very interesting. I don't get why he speaks Indonesian. He moved there when he was young or some shit. Dr. Ben, why is Uzbek not on this list? At the end, we'll talk about other languages. At the end of this stream, we will talk about other languages that are not on the list, and I will properly rate them. Remember, this is a stream trying to tell you which languages I believe, as an expert, you should learn in 2025. Indonesian. Aku belajar bahasa Indonesia. Aku apa kabar? It's cool sounding. People say it's easy, but it's not. People say it's easy, but it's not. It's not. It's not easy because the words are all different. Orang, meaning people or whatever. Zaki, thank you for the 50,000 IDR, whatever the fuck that is. I guess that's Indonesian currency. I really appreciate it. You said learn Bahasa Indonesia and Indonesians will do at least 10 backflips. That's true. Big backflip language. Also, the NPCs, there are a ton of NPCs in Indonesia. They're all non-playable characters. I mean, everyone. I don't mean that like that, guys. Everyone's a non-player character. Except me. I'm the main character. But 300 million motherfuckers in Indonesia. Not that they're motherfuckers. You get what I'm saying. 300 million people. A lot of DLC, but they are kind of isolated on islands over in like the Pacific. Or, yeah, I get like the distant Pacific, Indian Ocean. I don't know what ocean that's technically called. And Malaysia. True. Indonesian unlocks Malaysia too, because Malaysian and Indonesian are practically the same thing. Plus, if you learn Indonesian, you can technically say you speak Malaysian, especially if you do like 1 week of trying to figure out what the differences are. It's going in average because I think it's more based. It's more based than Korean. I feel like I'd put it in bait. I feel like in general it belongs in beta because it's not really that worth it. There are a lot of dialects. But everyone comes around. They do speak a standardized Indonesian. I know that for a fact. So if you'd learn the standardized, you would still be able to shock people. I feel like 90-something% of the people still understand the standard Indonesian. But it's just more based. Like if you come up to me and same thing with like Mongolian. That's why Mongolia is an alpha instead of average, because it's just based as fuck. Like you come up to me, you say, Josh, I'm learning Mongolian. I'm like, holy fuck, you're awesome. Like instantly I like you. If you meet me on Discord, if you're in my Discord and you say language simp, I'm learning Mongolian. I'm instantly gonna dap you the fuck up, Venmo you $1 million fucking dollars. That's not how it works. British. I did go to England in 2024. That was my third year in a row going to England. Might have been my third year in a row going to England. I don't know why I keep going to England. I can't help it. Something brings me back there. It's probably the fucking colonization. I'm just robbing people. I did rob a few people on the street there. So I was getting back for what they did to my ancestors and what they did to the Native Americans. I didn't do shit to the Native. My ancestors were good. My ancestors were German. Well, like back then. Okay, forget it, please. Forget I opened my mouth. British sucks, dude. Why do y'all talk like that? Why the fuck do you talk like that? What the fuck are you on? Like, what are you doing? What the fuck is that shit? You're like, hello, I'm from England. Okay, like I'm from, okay, I'm just pompous. I just want to fucking like wanker. Like, yo, just give me a crumpet. Give me at least our schools. I love that shit. Those memes, dude. American schools are safe, dude. At least our schools. With that being said, okay, here's the thing. When I meet a foreigner, and when I say foreigner, I mean someone who is not from my country. So someone who is foreign to the United States of America, the greatest country on earth. When someone, like often this will happen, right? I'll meet someone on the street who speaks Spanish, right? I'll start talking to a Mexican, right? Someone from Mexico. Better, because Mexicans usually learn American, but if I talk to someone from Russia, for example, when I meet someone from Russia in my city here in the United States and I talk to them, and, we're speaking Russian, and then we switch to English, and they speak with a British accent, dude. Oh, I cringe so hard. I'm like, why the fuck did you learn that, dude? Oh. Maybe Mexicans feel that way when I speak to them and I have my Spanish from Spain accent and their language. I don't know. Just don't do it, dude. Just don't do it. It's dog water. If I had to guess, the tier list that I'm making right now probably looks very similar to what I've done in like every year. Norwegian. Oh god, this is the first. I feel like this is one of the first ones that I always get in trouble for. I always get in trouble for my takes on Norwegian. What do you guys think? Let me get an idea of what you guys think about Norwegian in the chat. Please tell me where you'd put it. Because I have changed my mind a little bit about Norwegian. I know in the past I've always given it dog water, but I have changed my mind a little bit. Average, beta, it's awesome. Alpha, Giga Chad. Average, alpha. Keep going. Keep spamming it, please. I need to know. Yeah, it's hard to get a read on you guys. A lot of you are different. Okay, well, interesting. Thank you. I appreciate y'all's input. So obviously you have four kind of four biggish languages in the north there, in the north of Europe. You've got Swedish, Norwegian, Danish, and Icelandic. You can kind of scratch Icelandic off the list. No one cares about it. I'm just going to be completely honest. It's just, I mean, if you move there or something, it's cool. Like, it's just, I don't know why. What's the population? I guess they have less of a population than the other Nordic countries would be my guess. They have cooler letters in Iceland. And then you've got Swedish, Norwegian, and Danish. And to me, Norwegians always seem like the one that just has no personality. Norwegian kind of has only 380k? Damn. Yeah, I feel like Norwegian has like the least personality out of Swedish and Danish. Those three, Norwegian, Swedish, and Danish. Nothing special. Like Swedish got the hinga dinga durg and like and then the Danish is like blah, 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 blah. And then Norwegian's just like kind of in between. And the thing that really fucking sucks about Norwegian is that they have so many dialects. So many. I mean, what do they have? They have like bookmal and fucking cringe-mal or something. They've got two different versions of it. One that's the academic version, then their dialect or something. I don't even know. It doesn't sound bad though. It doesn't, because I actually heard it the other day. My friend and I were speaking some languages, and he's probably the best language learner I've ever met in my life. And he speaks Swedish, and he speaks like all the Nordic languages pretty well. And he was very impressive and spoke a little Norwegian to me, and I thought it was kind of cool. So I am gonna move Norwegian to beta because honestly, I feel like I put it in dog water in the past, but learning a Nordic language is a really good idea to get started in all this, guys. I'm so much as I continue, and if you read my book, I definitely encourage you to learn whatever language you love, regardless of its difficulty. But there is something to be said for learning something kind of easy first, just so you can get a win. A win. When I talk to people on Discord, or I'm just like kind of coaching people on my Patreon, and they say like language simp, I want to learn. I'm between learning Russian and Spanish. Which one should I learn? I'll often say, or let's say Norwegian. Let's say Russian and Norwegian. I'll say, man, Russian's so much cooler. Like, but if you've never learned a language before, getting like you'll get to the point where you can speak Norwegian so much quicker, and that might be such good positive reinforcement that'll keep you in the hobby. You know what I mean? Because so many people, and tell me if this is like you. Please tell me if this is a situation you've seen yourself in. But sometimes people they'll start learning languages, and their first language is Czech. Their first language is Russian. Their first language is Arabic. Their first language is Chinese. And therefore, they like never really progress. Like they just, or like, it just takes them forever, right? So in a year, they like half speak Russian with a shit ton of mistakes. They're like lower intermediate. Whereas if they learned Norwegian, they could be kind of fluent. And it's like good reinforcement to then learn other languages. If that makes any sense. So I do kind of recommend easier languages to start. Now let's move on to Danish. Danish sounds fucking ridiculous. It does, but I like it. I like it a whole lot. I think it's really cute. I really do. Tiny ass country, man. Greenland. They don't really speak in Greenland. They do administratively a little bit. I mean, there are Danish people who live in Greenland to do some colonizer shit and stuff. It's a colonizer language. It just is. No getting around it. We're not going to beat around the bush here, guys. We call shit out. It is colonizer language. But it's cool. It's got more personality than Norwegian. It does, but it's nothing crazy. Like, I feel like I was way more into it a few years ago. It's frustrating. The goofy shit about it can be frustrating when you really get into it. Because they do not pronounce anything. It's ridiculous. Like, it's crazy. For the longest time, I just thought, oh, Danish is potato in mouth language. And then I started learning it, and I was like, this is not potato in your mouth language. This all has logic, saying like Raul, or something, which means asshole, but, or, vel, which means what? All these different words. But it is potato in your mouth language. Later, I realized that. Once I finally accepted it, I was in denial. It is potato in your mouth language. I've put it in GigaChat in the past, I think, guys, but I'm putting it in average. It just, it doesn't tickle my pickle the same way it used to. It doesn't. I hate to say it, but another Nordic language that's coming up might have it beat this year, which is absolutely insane. But not a bad language. If you learn Danish, I'm definitely going to support you. Danish Tube on YouTube. Shout out to Danish Tube on YouTube. That's a really good Danish learning channel. Let's move on to Hindi. Hindi is the language of the future. It's definitely one of the languages of the future, I'll tell you that. There are a lot of Indians, and there are a lot of Hindi speakers. Level 2 Hindi speakers, level 1, native level Hindi speakers. And they're all around the world. They truly are. And I mean, I think they're the largest people group on the planet, right? And obviously, you can't lump India just as like everyone speaking Hindi, because tons of people speak Hindi, but not all of them in India. There's tons of other languages like Punjabi, Gujarati, etc. But they speak English, American. They do speak American pretty well over there. And I studied Hindi for a bit, like 2 years ago, and I did not like it that much, man. I didn't. I love Hindi, but I hate how much American they use, man. I do. I hate it. Like, fuck, man. Why do you use all that American, dude? I remember studying it and being so happy. Like, I was just learning simple sentences. I'm not that good at Hindi, but like, मैं हिंदी सीख रहा हूँ. मुझे लगता है कि मोदी साहब से बहुत सुंदर है. Easy shit like that. Nothing crazy. Tum kaise ho bhai, main theek hoon. Like easy fucking shit. Which does shock Indians de temps en temps, here in the United States. But it's frustrating because I was watching like soap operas. I like watching soap operas, right? Because I'm comfortable with my masculinity. And like I like watching telenovelas. for Spanish, same type of shit in Portuguese. It's good input. It's a good way to learn. And when I was watching the Hindi one, it was so fucking annoying how they'd switch to American to fucking speak. Like, they'd be watching. I kid you not, this is a legit example. It'll be a couple. I was watching a YouTube, japonés y británico no pueden ir juntos. Pues voy a hacer lo que quiero. Pero gracias por tu dinero. Entonces, what was I saying? So it was a couple, right? A couple who was spending the day in their apartment or whatever, and they were talking about like which TV show to watch, right? And they were speaking Hindi. They were like, Hindi TV show, you know what I mean? But so they were doing that, like, and then they just switched to American for a full fucking sentence. Like, the boyfriend looks at the girlfriend and says, so he's like, do you want to order a pizza? And it's like, why did you fucking not just say that in Hindi? Are you not speaking Hindi? Like, it's cool to code switch. I mean, you guys want to speak American together, but it's like, I wish they'd stay in one at a time. That's kind of my pet peeve in languages in general. It's like the Dutch, they speak American really well, but like at least they like speak Dutch most of the time, and then like we'll switch occasionally. I don't love that. Do we have Urdu on here? Oh God, I don't know if we have. Oh, we do. Okay, we have it later. I because of that, I'm putting it in beta, guys. I just feel like I'm putting it in beta with the caveat of it's beautiful, it's really cool, the writing is interesting, but I just think from a learner's perspective, it's really frustrating. It's one of those languages where it's gonna take you a long time to get decent at it, and they speak really good American, like the Indians you're gonna find on the internet. It's not that approachable. It isn't. It's Indo-European, which helps a lot. But yeah. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not fucking sorry. This is my opinion, and this is fact. Vietnamese. Can anyone guess what I'm gonna put Vietnamese in? Okay? Vietnamese is one of the languages that I spent the most time with in 2024. I went to Vietnam. Tôi đã đến Vietnam. Tôi yêu Vietnam. Tôi đã đến thành phố Hà Nội vì tôi yêu Việt Nam. Tôi đang học tiếng Việt vì tôi có thể nói một chút tiếng Việt. Tôi thích xe máy ở Hà Nội. I fucking love this language, dude. I fucking love Vietnamese, dude. What a cool fucking language. Thank you so much for the $5, Abdullah. I can't read that. It's too long. I'm like okay at sounding out Arabic, but I'm not good enough at Arabic. With my eyes and stuff, it's really fucking hard for me to get better at reading. I'm better at just speaking it. But really appreciate the donation. So yeah, Vietnamese. Anh đã thực sự yêu em quá lâu, nào đã em được nữa đâu. Dude, what a good fucking language. You have to learn Vietnamese, guys. If you want to learn a Asian language with tones, you should start with Vietnamese, guys. It's written in the American alphabet, and they write the fucking tone on top of the word. It is the most approachable language in Asia. And that's not true. But it's the most approachable tonal language in Asia, guys. Seriously, please listen to me. Please listen to me. Please, if I can convince one person, I'm literally going to fucking cry. Think about this, guys. Chinese, right? Mandarin Chinese. Yes, you can learn it. 100% you can learn Chinese. Cool. Do it, whatever. Cool, you're Xiaoma. Nice, congrats. Vietnam, though, man. Cool-ass place. I spent 2 weeks there. It's so fucking cool. And the words are simple, man. You see a word, you look at the tone, you just fucking know it, dude. It's such a good way. Please, guys, flirt with it. It looks so hard because the pronunciation is fucking hard, okay? It is fucking hard. But, like, you'll get over it, man. Vietnamese is the second language of the year that goes in Giga Chad tier, and I'm very proud of that. I'm so confident with that. Polish and Vietnamese look beautiful up there. They absolutely belong there. It's funny because it's two languages. I mean, Polish I haven't really studied hardcore, and then Vietnamese, I'm not great at Vietnamese, don't get me wrong. I'm much better than the average fucking person who doesn't speak Vietnamese, but Xiaoma ruined the Chinese language, said someone. He kind of like tainted learning it, I guess, in a way. American. What do we think of American these days? What do we think of the United States of America these days, guys? Let's bait a little right now. Let's do some baiting. What do we think of American? my beautiful language. And while you guys tell me that, I will just mention again the first 30 people to buy my ebook, the Hyperpolyglot Handbook, at languagesimp.com and use code Among Us at checkout will get $5 off. Among Us at checkout. Among Us, AMONGUS. $5 off at checkout today only for 30 people. Probably not redeemed at this point, I would imagine. You guys are all saying dog water. Y'all are not a fan of the United States of America. Okay. Ass country right now, to be honest. Fair opinion. American. What do we think of America? God bless America. Damn, English to me. Thank you so much for the $20 donation. With that type of donation, you could probably get me to change the position of something on the tier list. So if you want to change anything, please let me know. Because that's an incredibly great, incredibly generous donation. You could have, I just want to mention, you could have bought the book with that money. So if you don't have the book yet, you could buy the book with that money, even $5 off, too. So don't forget that. Tux, thank you so much for the 3 pounds or euros. I have no fucking idea. What's the difference, dude? Pounds, euros, Brexit my ass. I'm bribing you to never diss Hebrew again. I wasn't dissing Hebrew. I'm just not a huge fan of it in terms of learning it in 2025. If you're watching me, you probably already speak American. You probably already speak American, right? But guys, come on. American is the fucking language. Like, it's the fucking... What are we communicating in right now? You guys are from all over the world. What are we communicating in? Be honest. Tell me. Please tell me. Spam the chat with what language we're talking right now. What language are we speaking? Please tell me. We have to give it credit where credit's due, guys. It's always going to be good to learn American. Mage's Corner, thank you for the 5 reals. What am I saying? Reais? I did 1 year Latin in school. My granddad spoke fluently, and you unlock a ton of historical DLC. Also, official language of one country would you learn? That's difficult to say right now. At the end of the video, I will talk about any languages that aren't on the list. We'll go over languages that aren't on the list, guys, okay? American. Yeah, so we're speaking American right now, guys. I'll put it in average because it is true I prefer speaking other languages. Like, I have a better time in life when I speak other languages. Azami gave me 20 United States dollars and said, can you put Vietnamese in average? Dude, it's going to take... I'm not, like, thank you so much for the donation, but $20 to move, like, my favorite fucking language of 2024 that I'm desperately trying to get people in 2025 to learn... You think $20 fucking dollars? I'm not even... Actually, I'm tearing up. I'm not even kidding. I have fucking problems. $20 is not going to make me move Vietnamese from GigaChat to average. I'm sorry, Azam. Like, I really appreciate it, man. Like, I'm going to buy myself some fucking cheese nips with that money, but I can't do that. Listen, I really appreciate it. I can't move it. What are we on now? Okay, we put American in average. Yeah, because it's important. It's good, but but I'd rather speak other languages. Let's be fair, and I'd rather you guys, even like, if you understand the stream, you probably speak it all right. So you don't need to for $5 more, I'll move Vietnamese. I'm just kidding. Okay, buy my book with that money, please. It's a much better value than just putting the money into the void. Okay, Swedish, guys. We're on Swedish. This is a controversial one. And this is going to be this is going to be one of the craziest developments in 2025. Swedish has grown on me, my friends. Swedish has grown on me. Because every year I get closer and closer to actually learning a Nordic language to a high level. I am not fantastic at Danish. I didn't spend too much time on it. But Swedish is a good language. It is. It honestly is, guys. See, Germanic languages are fun. I love the way that German sounds, but German is fucking annoying. We talked about this a little earlier in the stream. German is annoying as shit to learn. Has anyone learned German here? Please tell me if you learned German. Because German kind of sucks to learn. It's really hard. It's fun. Like, I love the way that it's not even hard. It's just annoying, man. Maybe it's just that I'm missed. Jetzt lerne ich Deutsch, aber mache ich viele Fehler. Ich weiß nicht, wie Deutsch spreche. I don't even know. It's fucking hard, dude. It's fucking Mickey Mouse. Elijah, thank you for the $2. I bought the book in Uzbek as GigaChad. Thank you. We'll talk about Uzbek at the end of the stream. I appreciate it. Actually, I think there's another tier list we can find to make sure that I properly rate all of the other ones that that aren't here. Where would you guys put Swedish? I like Swedish is what I really want to underline to start. So I'm native in German, and yes, you do mistakes in German. Well, of course I do. Like, I'm not even a good German speaker, so it's just hard. But we're not even talking about German right now. Swedish goes in. I'm putting Swedish in alpha, guys. That's a crazy. This is probably the first year I've rated Swedish over Danish. It's more approachable, and I think I'm like a big fan of approachability this year. Like, I want more people to get into the hobby and do well. What the hell did you just write, Soggy Waffles? Edrig, Saichan, Engerulere? I guess that means something in Mongolian or some shit. I don't really know. Yeah, Swedish, it's just more approachable, guys. And fucking, like, Sweden, you can immigrate to it pretty easy, right? Can't you? It's easier to immigrate to than Denmark or something. So, yeah, I betrayed Danish for the first time ever. So I'm really sorry, guys. It's just how the cookie crumbles. It's just how the cookie crumbles. You're from Sweden. You've been subscribed since 20K. That's great. Now it's time. Oh, wow. We've got a lot of really interesting languages coming up. A lot of really interesting languages coming up right in a row. I feel like we can't have this many interesting languages coming up in a row. I'm gonna break that up a little bit. Okay. French. We will talk about French, though. The lang? I just switched to French by accident. French, guys. Is French a good language to learn in 2025? I started learning French in 2019. That was the first language I ever learned, and I speak it fluently. I'm very comfortable with French. You unlock so much goddamn DLC, guys. In Africa, especially these days, man. Tons of DLC. Tons of DLC. Are you kidding me? Quebec, dude? Vive le Québec libre. Je veux que le Québec soit indépendant, là. C'est ce qu'on veut, là, dans la street. C'est le meilleur territoire du monde. I can't even imitate the Quebecois accent. It's a great language, guys. I know it's controversial, but I love it. I love it. I fucking love it. I can't get enough French. It's so interesting because in another life, I could have so easily like trolled French all the time and said it was a shit language. But I love it. It's gay. It's gay as shit, dude. Like, it's gay. You're gay. You become gay when you speak. Like, I'm gay because I speak French. I'm not gay in the sense of like being gay, but I'm gay because I speak French. And that's fine. Learning French makes you gay. And that's fine. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's a great language. French. Le français. Français de France. Le français. Someone said they like gays but not French. Interesting. Okay, guys. I'm gonna put it in alpha. It's a good language to learn in 2025, but it's not the best. Like, I would much rather guide you towards Polish or Vietnamese, but I'd be kidding. Like, I can't lie to you guys and say it's not one of the best languages to learn this year. Like, French is always gonna unlock you a shit ton of DLC. It's not that hard if you already speak American. It gives you a really good intro to kind of a harder to pronounce language and getting over. Like, I feel like once you learn French and you get used to the sounds, you get a lot more confidence in learning other languages with bizarre sounds because you've already mastered. Like, at the start of French, you're going to sound like a fucking idiot. You're going to be like, bonjour, j'apprends le français. But then after, some time, you're going to be like, j'apprends le français, j'apprends le français. Like, all those noises come together and you're like, oh shit, maybe I could learn Hebrew. Maybe I could learn fucking salamander language or some shit. Русский войны корабль. Иди нахуй. Someone said in the chat, yes. Great. Russian, guys. Russian. Давай на русском Давай поговорим по-русски. Кто из вас русский? Кто из вас русский, ребята? Конечно. Я из России. Окей. Я покажу вам что-то интересное. Хорошо? Я покажу вам что-то новое, что-то интересное. Вы готовы? Ты готов, чувак? Who's готов? Who is готов? Who is готов? I'm going to покажу you guys something. I'm going to show you something very interesting. Who's готов? Say готов if you're готов. A lot of you guys are saying interesting stuff in the chat. Мы готовы. Okay, я готов. Wow. У нас много, слишком много русскоговорящих людей здесь с нами, блядь. Всем огромный fucking привет. Всем огромный fucking привет. Я fucking языковой сим здесь с вами. Russian, русский язык. Русский язык один из самых красивых, интересных языков в мире, я думаю. У меня, окей, я покажу вам что-то интересное. У меня со мной здесь паспорт из бывшего СССР. Я живу в СССР. Это моя страна, блядь. Это я. Это я, блядь. Я из СССР. Да. SSSR passport. I could go to the. I could travel to the Soviet Union right now. I am in fact a citizen. Это реальный или какой? Это реальный паспорт из СССР. Я думаю. Твой дед? Это не мой. Это не мой дед. Чё? Окей. Я граждан. Как сказать? Я граждан? Мой брат расист? Чё? Okay, guys. Let's go over this. So, Russian. We're at Russian, boys and girls. Russian is always going to be a Giga Chad language to learn. It unlocks too much DLC. It's too interesting. It's just too interesting, man. So many fucking countries, hundreds of millions of speakers. Ignore Russia if you want. Ignore Russia. Look at all the different fucking countries surrounding it. Kazakhstan, DLC, Uzbekistan, dude. Tajikistan, Belarus. Latvia. I was in Latvia this last year. I was speaking Russian in Latvia with my fucking blackjack dealer in the casino. That shit was fun, dude. I love the Russian language. Politics completely aside, dude. Like, people speak languages, you know? Politics are annoying. Russian is a cool language. You should learn it. Let's move on to Italian, my friends. Yo, Latvia mentioned? Oh, you want me to really mention Latvia? One sec. I am also a citizen of Latvia. Wait, can you see that? I'm also a citizen of Latvia. See that shit? Let me show you who I am. Thank you for the donation, Gabriel. Bro, precisa começar a escutar Chico Buarque para aprender português. O Bolsonaro é muito gostoso já e treino no Brasil. Não sei nada disso, mas obrigado pelos lulas. Это я, ребята. I'm from Latvia as well. Okay, perfect. I love Latvian. Cool language. Let's talk about Italian, my friends. What do we think of Italian? Italian is a fun language. I like Italy a lot. I've never been to Italy, and I will never go to Italy. No, I'm just kidding. I do want to go to Italy one day, but the thing is, I've always told myself I'm not allowed to go to Italy until I speak fluent Italian, because Italian would be so easy to learn for me as like a fucking Romance speaker of tons of Romance languages, studied a ton of Romance languages. So I almost feel embarrassed. Like, I would feel really cringe only being able to say like buongiorno, because I know that in like 3 weeks, if you watch my Portuguese streams of me learning that I've been doing on YouTube this last week, I learned Portuguese very fast because Romance languages are easy for someone with a lot of experience in Romance languages. Italian, I just haven't really studied yet. Parlo un po' di italiano, ma non parlo molto bene. Voglio imparare l'italiano, ma adesso non parlo italiano. Adesso, sì? Adesso. I want to have like an Alabama accent. Imagine if I had a Southern accent when I did that. Do you guys mind if I continue this in a Southern accent? I think I'm going to continue it in a Southern accent. All right. So the Italian language, it is quite interesting. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. I think it's got a lot of history to it. I wish more people learned it. I wish it had more of a stake in the game, like kind of similar to Portuguese, Spanish, and French. But the truth is, it just doesn't understand. It doesn't unlock that much DLC. You know, they tried to colonize people. They really tried to colonize motherfuckers, but they sucked. Like, they fucking tried to colonize Libya, and they didn't do very well, if I'm not mistaken. Like, the Libyans kicked their ass, which is good because North Africa is the greatest region on the planet. Greatest place on earth. Tequila enjoyer? Polish and GigaChad. It's disrespectful towards all languages below. Even Hindu is better. What on earth are you saying? Is that PLN? Is that Polish money too? Did you just give me Polish money to say that? Wait, what? Thank you very much for the donation, but that's some fucking bullshit. That's some bullshit. Like, I appreciate the money, but Polish absolutely belongs in GigaChad. You're kidding me? It is absolutely the language you should be learning in 2025. If you're not, you're a delusional amateur. Now let's talk about Italian. What do we think about Italian? I'm really tempted to put it quite high, Italian, because I would love to kind of influence some of you guys to learn Italian this year. I think it's a really underrated Romance language, but they just didn't do very good with their colonization. They didn't colonize shit. And because of that, there ain't a lot of Italian speakers around the globe. You really got to go to Italy. But Italy is a nice country. And I feel like it's really fucking prestigious, right? Like, if you're trying to riz people and you want to be like, yeah, I speak Italian because I'm fucking riztastic, it's good. Controversial. I hope there's some Italians that are going to celebrate this in the chat. I'm putting it in motherfucking GigaChad, guys. I'm putting Italian in motherfucking GigaChad, motherfuckers. And this is a good time to plug my book as well, guys. LanguageSimp.com. Use code AMONGUS at checkout to get $5 off. Only the first 30 people who do it from this here live stream. LanguageSimp.com. Code AMONGUS. Among Us, AMONGUS. Italiano GigaChad. Non parlo italiano, ma горлами. Спасибо за поддержку. Ты сказал, сколько паспортов ты украл, откуда у тебя столько? Я покупил паспорты как сказать на русском? В Латвии, да? В Латвии, там я покупил вот эти паспорты. Так что все в порядке, ребята. Понимаете? Я никогда не говорю по-русски, чувак. Так что я делаю много ошибок, но все в порядке. Если вы понимаете, о чем будет речь вообще. Да, ребята, мой паспорт СССР, блять, это мой fucking паспорт. Я из fucking Советского Союза, да? Да? Идеальная грамматика, я из Советского Союза, если я не fucking ошибаюсь. Не знаю, надо, блять. Надо is not how you say nothing. Ничего не знаю, блядь. What the fuck? Okay. I also have this. This is my real passport. The United States of America. Okay. Edward Snowden type shit. Okay. Ты говоришь как носитель языка. Это абсолютно неправда. Твоя грамматика хорошая. Спасибо. Yeah, it's blue. Okay, we're putting it in Italian. Now we're at Mandarin. Holy shit. 你是中国人吗？我会说印点中文. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Dude, Italian is sick, you guys. Learn Italian. Parli italiano? Dr. Perky, give me vaccines. Do. Okay. Mandarin. Not the orange. We're talking about the language. We're talking about the language Zhongwen. I started studying Mandarin technically when I was 13. In 8th grade, I had a teacher from China who was teaching me Mandarin in school. In middle school, I picked to learn Mandarin Chinese instead of the other normie languages like German, French, Spanish, I think were the other options, and Russian. I picked Mandarin, like an alpha male. And basically the teacher got deported because she lied about being a teacher. So they cut the program because she was in fact not a teacher. She lied. So they had to cut the program. Thank you for the 5 potentially New Zealand dollars. You said best way to изучать русский while going for a run. Need the Sim secrets. I would listen to the podcast called Russian Progress. Russian Progress is my favorite way to learn Russian. Shout out to Artyom Nazarov, a guy from Novosibirsk, в самом центром России, from the center of Russia. Very good podcaster who teaches Russian. She left because you were so bad. No, she in fact got deported, Emily Pumpkin, all right? There's a difference between leaving and being deported. Dom, thank you for the 5 United States doll hairs saying, just made my day making Italian, putting Italian in GigaChad. What would make my day is if you gave me that extra cent so I could buy myself a nice $5 hot dog. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you very much for the donation. Mandarin, Chinese, Zhongguo. Did Xiaoma ruin it, guys? Did Xiaoma... Let me ask this in a poll, actually, in the chat. Let me do the first poll of this. How do you do a poll again? Start a poll. I'm gonna ask, did Xiaoma rune Chinese? That's so fucking stupid, dude. This is like such niche lore. Like, did Xiaoma rune Chinese is just a question that most people do not understand. did Xiaoma rune Chinese, guys? Let's see. Like, it kind of did for me in a way, which is stupid, but yes, most people are saying yes. Bro, that is too funny. Can we get 500 votes on that, guys? Come on, can we get 500 votes? We got like 350 right now, roughly. I want to see what it's at like 500 votes at least. Come on. Why did it just go down 30 votes? Does that work? Not only him, did other people rune it? He's not famous enough to fully rune it. That's fair. You can never unsee the shocking natives thing. Yeah. Friendship belonging Giga Chad, you know it's also beautiful. Thank you, Central. At the end, you guys can bribe me to move things into different tiers, but we need the pure tier right now. All right, come on. Can we get 20 more votes, guys? Come on, vote on the poll. We're almost at 500. So you guys think Xiaoma ruined it? Okay. Well, I don't think Xiaoma ruined it. I don't think that makes any sense, really, that he ruined it. Oriental Pearl speaking Chinese counters that. Okay, that's cool. I appreciate that. 2 more votes so we get to 500. Come on. Nice. Okay. I'll end the poll now. Looks like you guys think that he ruined Chinese. That's very funny. It's the shock native of all shock natives language. But here's the thing, guys. One of my favorite things to do, one of my favorite things in the world, I think, is to get you guys into learning languages. I know for a fact that I have influenced, because I'm an influencer, I've influenced thousands of people to learn languages, which I love. That's like my favorite thing. It's my favorite hobby. I think it's so much fun. I think that it can, you know, kind of cliche, I guess, not saying this in like a depression type linked way, but like it can kind of save someone's life. It can kind of breathe life into you, give you a new way to see the world that consumes you. I'm sure a lot of you are fucking consumed by Mandarin. I'm sure you guys are not Mandarin, languages. Like you're just consumed by languages. And so I like Xiaoma for bringing so many people into the hobby, I think. Same reason why I kind of like Luo Dingo. You know, it brings people like a lot of you probably saw a Xiaoma video and were like, oh, this is something you can do. So it's cool. With that being said, let's put Mandarin in the dog water tier. The beta tier for 2025. Yeah, Mandarin is so 2010s. 2010s. Vietnamese just mogs it. Vietnamese just mogs it. We're putting it in the beta tier. And it's not a beta language, guys. To reiterate, it's not a beta language. But if you were to learn Cantonese, in fact, Cantonese is going to alpha. Cantonese is going to alpha, guys. Cantonese is going in alpha because it's just like the 2010s were, you know, learn Mandarin to shock and make Chinese people do backflips. You know? China's cool. The CCP, I love you, CCP. I would do anything for the Chinese Communist Party. Anything. If you paid me money, I would do anything for you guys. Literally anything. Propaganda out the ass. I would do anything. If someone donates like $50 and says that they're from the CCP and said put it in Giga Chat, I would in a second, heartbeat. It would change my mind instantly. I would do anything for the CCP. But it's just their beta. Beta. Okay. They're not beta. Let me explain. It's not the decade to learn Mandarin. It's the decade to learn Vietnamese, and Cantonese would be awesome. Cantonese is now behind my webcam. Okay, thank you for telling me that. So I could change where I am. Let me put me down here. Let me put myself down here, my beautiful self. Make America emo again. By the way, guys. Okay. Now we are doing Portuguese. Portuguese. What do you guys think about Portuguese? What do you think about? I don't really like Portuguese too much. I don't like Portuguese. Especially, I hate Brazilian Portuguese. I think I just don't like how Brazilian Portuguese sounds. I think it's really overrated. I think it's like it's not cute. It's just ugly. You know what I mean? It's just really ugly. Like I think Brazilian Portuguese just kind of sounds bad, to be completely honest. Like Portuguese from Portugal is pretty. It's nice. I still don't really love it that much, just because Brazil brings it down so much. You know what I mean? 7-1. It's just not something I like. Yeah, I don't like Portuguese, so we're gonna put it in dog water, I guess. Make America Britain again, you just said? No. Portuguese is just gonna go in dog water. All right, let's move on to Farsi. What do you think about Farsi? Thank you for the 5 reals. Why are you saying this in Portuguese? Bolsonaro nem Lula, sal gostoso, something. What are you even saying, dude? I don't even understand. Outra coisa que me aprendi português, entendi espanhol bem, mas não ao contrário. All right, let's talk about Farsi. What do you guys think about Farsi? Iran, very interesting place. I'm just kidding, caralho. Eu gostaria de fazer barra com o Bolsonaro. Eu falo português fluentemente, cara. Eu quero falar mais português. Eu acho que o português é a língua mais gostosa do universo. Eu falo português. Eu acho que o português é o melhor idioma do mundo. Eu falo português, amigo. Gente, vamos falar em português. Giga Chad. I love português. Português. Eu tô aprendendo português. Tô estudando português agora, gente. Tô estudando português. Brasil. I would die for Brazil. I would fucking die for Brazil right now. I would do anything for Brazil. Manda salve pro Bolsonaro, pura fofinho da Silva. Abraço. Okay. I love Brazil, guys. We put in, obviously, listen, if you haven't learned Spanish yet, learn Brazilian port first, guys. It's just the obvious choice, spicy Spanish. It's so easy to learn Spanish after port, but not as easy the other way around. Just fucking learn it, okay? Go learn it right now. Farsi. Let's move to Farsi, okay? Let's actually move to Farsi this time. Sorry for the troll, my Brazilian brothers and sisters. You guys are my loves. I love you more than life itself. We're going to talk now about Farsi. Farsi is spoken mainly in Iran, my friends. Iran is an interesting country, okay? Iran is an interesting country because they do not get along a lot with me. Not me individually, but with my government. We had a hostage crisis in the 80s, I think, or 70s maybe, and it was quite the time to be alive. But that being said, I have met some Iranians, and they've all been extremely kind to me. Extremely kind. They seem like a very nice people group, and I've seen some travel videos there, and they seem really cool. I also have a very good friend who studies Farsi pretty hardcore, and when he speaks it sounds cool. I love the accent. I love how they speak. I love how they sound when they speak my language even. I think it's really underrated. It's Indo-European. It's written in the most beautiful alphabet on the planet, which is, the general Arabic script. I think it's gorgeous. It sounds really good. The DLC thing brings it down though, guys. Let's be honest. Are you really gonna learning Farsi is kind of tough because you can find resources, but you're gonna struggle to find people to speak it with. Reza, thank you so much for sending me the £5, I think, or euros, and saying take this and call it Persian. It's like calling German Deutsch. Is that true? That's interesting. Okay, well I will call it Persian from now on. Okay, Persian spoken in Iran. It's just going to be a little hard to find DLC, so I'm going to have to throw it in the average tier, guys, just because the DLC really brings it down. Beautiful language. I recommend it. I think it's a great one to learn, but it's niche to the point where it is going to set you back a little. You really have to get into it. You really have to look around, which does not mean don't study it. It just means approach it with a little more caution this year. If it's your first language, I don't love it for your first foreign language, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, let's move on to Serbian, guys. What do we think about the Serbian language? Now, when I say Serbian, I kind of mean like a million fucking different languages because Serbian is the same shit as Croatian, Macedonian, Kosovoian, I think, right? There's a few different ones. I know some Serbians, nice people. I think they have some fucking masculine ass letters. Some masculine ass letters. I'm serious. I did a video about crazy letters in the universe 2 years ago, and at least one Serbian one. They have a fucking one with a spike on it. It's just a box with a fucking spike on it, dude. It's scary. But the thing is, it's also written in the American alphabet as well. It kind of depends. You can do both, which is really cool. It's bisexual as shit. All Serbians are bisexual officially because of that. I feel like Biden did something bad with Serbia. Cousin, let's go bowling, language. What the fuck does that mean? I have no idea what that means. I'm gonna say Serbian goes in the average tier because I like it. I like most things about it, but it's hard for me to super recommend compared to some others because For you to learn like it'd be weird for you to learn Serbian over Polish. Like you have to be niche into Serbian, but it would be cool. I'm gonna put it in alpha. Actually, I like how Serbian sounds. It's really cool. It's really cool. I like how Serbian sounds. It's going in the alpha tier. Now we're moving on to Icelandic. I didn't even realize Icelandic was in here. It's so hard to see because it's yellow. Okay, so Icelandic, we kind of talked about this before, but the Nordic languages, Norwegian, Swedish, Danish, Icelandic. Icelandic just always gets forgotten, but it's got a lot cooler sounds and it's got a lot cooler letters. So I think it is worth your time. Where did I put? I put Swedish in alpha. It's not as worth it as Swedish. Swedish is really fun these days. I really like Swedish. In fact, I'm gonna be moving a lot of this stuff around at the end of this video. Norwegian is going to average, guys. I'll tell you why, which is insane. I used to put Norwegian in dog water. I used to troll the fuck out of Norwegian. But Norwegian prisons are dope. Like Norwegia is the country where you can go to those sick fucking prisons and play Xbox all day and shit. So I'm very tempted to commit a crime there. Nothing that's gonna, like, I'm not threatening to commit a crime in Norway. Please, fucking EU officials, don't. I'm a citizen of the SSSR, okay? So what are you gonna do? With that being said, Icelandic just goes in beta, man. Like, it's not. Maybe they'll start colonizing Europe or some shit and make a bigger country. Like, they just don't got enough going for them right now for me to recommend it to you guys. It would go in dog water, but it's got cool letters and cool sounds. That's kind of it. Sorry, not sorry, okay? Sorry, not sorry. Afrikaans goes in dog water. I hate Afrikaans. I do not like that language. I don't hate. I mean, hate is a strong word. It's just it's colonizer African Dutch. Like, why does it exist? I mean, maybe that's like problematic, so I guess I can't word it like that, but it's just I don't get it. It's Dutch but with extra steps. I think South Africa has more interest. I guess here's the point. Here's why I call it dog water. I don't not like Afrikaans. I've heard it. I think it can be a very beautiful sounding language. It's cool. It's got interesting grammar, interesting functionality. Like it's cool words, everything. But it's just if you wanted to learn a language of South Africa, right? Like if you were interested in that DLC, why would you go for Afrikaans over the others, I guess? Is how it feels to me. So I think my opinion is pretty justified. I would not recommend that you learn Afrikaans in 2025. If you love it, you absolutely should, though, because it's important to learn what you love. Okay. Yoruba. Yoruba is a tonal West African language, and it's so fucking weird that 2 years ago, for some reason, I decided to put Yoruba on this list. It makes kind of no sense because it's just like one of the many, many West African languages. CTL Nola, $10. You said, yo, what would it take to move Japanese up a tier? I'm getting sent there. LDS. Oh, an anime kind of sucks, but the language seems cool. Also, when's the physical book coming out? Okay, so there's a lot in there. First of all, thank you very much for the $10 donation. I'm going to buy myself some fast food. Today is the cheat day. After the stream, I will be eating fast food. So I really appreciate that covers my fast food. Most of it, I think. An anime kind of sucks. So you're being sent there for the LDS church. Okay, very interesting. First of all, the LDS church is very interesting. I know quite a bit about you guys. I have a good friend who is in the LDS church. So I know a lot about you guys. Second of all, I fucking do not want to endorse the Japanese language. I've been to Japan. I think it's an interesting place. Everything is cool. I love 2D women with a burning passion. I'm actually dating. Well, I'm not going to. I am in a relationship with a 2D woman, but it's not that big of a deal, so we're not going to talk about it. If you were to send me another $15, I would move it up to beta, but like that would hurt me very hard. I'm not asking for you to send me money, but I'm just saying you're asking me what it would take. Another $15 would surely move Japanese up a tier, but it would break my fucking heart. When's a physical book gonna come out? Maybe in the future. Maybe. We'll see. A lot of people have bought the ebook so far, which is a good time to say, if you go to languagesimp.com or click the link in the description, guys, you can get $5 off right now by typing in the code Among Us at checkout. It's only good for 30 redeems. So probably a few people have done it, but probably not all 30 in the stream. So you probably could still get that discount. That's today only. The code is real. Yes, the code is in fact real. I would not lie about that. So yeah, back about Yoruba. I think the reason why I put Yoruba here is because I had a friend from Nigeria who spoke Yoruba to me sometimes, and he was also learning French. Cool sounding language. I'm kind of zoomed in on it, but there's so many more African languages that it's small and like weird that I have this as one. But But if you want, I mean, Yoruba's awesome though. Nigeria is a really fucking cool, underrated place people don't think about. So I'm gonna put it in average. It's much better than Japanese, for example. Um, I think if you wanted to learn Yoruba, I would support the shit out of it. You're not gonna find resources. Yeah, Twi. I mean, Philemon. I see you saying Twi. There's so many different West, like Wolof. There's a million different West African languages that are interesting. So I can't. It's just weird that it's on the list, but average is a good place to put it because I definitely want to like I want more visibility for African languages. We need to stop ignoring that continent. Like it's not true that we ignore it because it's like so much colonization has led us to learn Arabic to speak to North Africans, learn French to speak to West Africans, but English to speak to East Africans. So it's not South Africans as well, Portuguese. But the indigenous languages would be more interesting. Let's move on to Turkish, guys. Turkish. This is an interesting one. When am I doing a Turkish language review? Turkish is one of the next languages I'm doing. I just moved into a new place, so I'm working on making new language reviews again. They should come out quicker than ever. That's the goal here soon. Turkish is an interesting language. I studied Turkish a little bit in my life. Not a lot. Not enough to be a really good Turkish speaker. It's a very interesting language because maybe this is controversial, maybe this is kind of toxic, but there are a bunch of language groups on the planet. There's the Germanic languages, the Slavic languages, the Semitic languages, Romance languages, Turkic languages. Turkish just mogs all the other Turkic languages because if you're someone from the West or the East, wherever the fuck you're from, honestly, if you're gonna learn a Turkic language, if you're gonna flirt with the Turkic language family, like 9 times out of 10, you're gonna learn Turkish. Maybe if you've already learned Turkish, you'll learn Azeri or you'll learn something else. I'm not even too familiar. You'll learn Tajik, you know what I'm saying? So it's almost like the whole family is just Turkish from a learner's perspective, which is a shame, but it's just kind of the way it is because Turkey kind of geography mogs and geopolitically mogs all the other Turkic countries. Really, really foreign language. That might sound really silly. It's probably just feels foreign to me because I've studied Slavic, Germanic, and Romance languages and Semitic languages. So when I see Turkish and I understand so little, I'm like, oh, it feels so alien to me. But that's just because it's more foreign to me personally. I'm sure if you fucking spoke Azeri, it would sound more to you. I would love to see more Turkish love this year. I love Turks. I'm putting in GigaChad. I'm very comfortable. I'm very happy to see Polish, Vietnamese, Russian, Italian, Portuguese, and Turkish in GigaChad. That feels right. Like, yeah, like, fuck, like, yeah, because when I think about Turkish, it's like, fuck, yeah, like, please, like, hell yeah, dude. 2025, like, learn Turkish. Like, that's sick. Like, when you compare that to anything in the alpha tier, yeah, 100%. It's like, Turkish, man, hell yeah, what a good choice. Turkey mentioned. Yeah, it's a good language. It's a language I'll definitely study more in the future. 100%. I'll definitely study Turkish more in the future. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with Turkish in the GigaChad tier. Awesome. And there's a decent amount of Turkish immigration into Europe, which is cool. Meaning that you could speak Turkish a little more in Europe, and I'm sure a lot of you are from Europe, so that's pretty dope. Hell yeah, that is super skibbity. Spanish. Oh, I speak Spanish. I speak Spanish pretty well. Where do I put the discount code in for the book? I can't see it on your site. When you go to check out, there should be a thing to click the discount code. Can someone check it? Can someone make sure it works and stuff? Because I guess I didn't check myself, but you should be able to type in Among Us there, and it should work. Once you click the discount thing, someone could probably check, one of my mods or something. It works. It's at the bottom. Okay, thanks. But yeah, this is a one day thing for that discount. If you want the book, languagesimp.com or link in the description, Among Us at checkout to get $5 off. Spanish, guys, it's such a fucking global language. And when I say global, I mean like global on the Western hemisphere, hemisphere. I don't know if you call it a hemisphere or whatever. But South America is mogged by Spanish. Brazil's coming in the right flank. Central America, North America as well. I mean, North America increasingly. Mexico, of course, Spanish mogs everyone, and then tons of people in the United States. I'm kind of pissed that Trump made American the official language of the United States. It's kind of cringe. Or I wish he called it American. That would have been lit, but it shouldn't be English. That shit was cringe. But I wish he made it I wish he made it American and Mexican. How fucking cool would that have been? That shit would have been dope. Unfortunately, that's not the case. I'm going to be completely honest, guys. I don't really like Spanish that much these days. Aprendí español, lo hablo a un nivel más o menos, digamos, entre intermedio y avanzado. O sea, entiendo todo, pero no me gusta hablarlo. Es que me parece, no sé, me cuesta mucho hablarlo. O sea, entiendo todo, pero a la hora de hablar español con otros, es que, no sé, me duele la boca, o sea, me duele la boca, no sé por qué es. No sé. Es que elegí aprender el acento español de España y ahora no me gusta el acento. Me gusta más el acento de Argentina, de Uruguay, de México. No sé por qué elegí el acento de España. Desafortunadamente. Entonces, y estoy aprendiendo portugués en este momento, entonces no sé qué decir. Okay, Spanish. But it's such a utility language. I'm putting it in average this year, guys. It's just like if you haven't learned Spanish yet, or you haven't gotten like a little dip, you haven't gotten like conversational Spanish, you probably should. It's a language you need to speak, I guess, kind of in this world. If you're going to be a language learner, I would hate to see you not learn it. You know, some people, language learning is all about learning whatever the most interesting language is to you, of course. But if you are, I don't like though when people learn just a bunch of random shit. Like they're an American and they learn Hungarian, Bulgarian, and Turkish. Those are the only 3 languages, and they get really good at all of them. Like, that's cool. Don't get me wrong. That's really, really cool. But it's like, come on, man. Learn a little utility, right? Learn a little. Because imagine, like, there's Spanish speakers everywhere. Don't you want to be able to communicate with more people? So, whatever. Pashto. I have a friend who's a native Pashto speaker. This is spoken in Afghanistan. It sounds cool. Not a lot of resources. Afghanistan is criminally underrated, though. I think Afghanistan is going to be the new America of the 22nd century. I think Afghanistan is quite interesting. What do you guys think about Afghanistan and Pashto? Has anyone ever been to Afghanistan? I know there's this is Taliban language for sure. It would be cool to shock the Taliban, like not physically, just so that you guys know. Pashto sounds pretty cool. Written in the Arabic script as well. So that's kind of cool. It is kind of mocked by Persian a little. Someone's been there? You guys have been there? That's very cool. I want to say it's average because, yeah, again, it's kind of like a Middle Eastern language that doesn't get enough love, but it is spoken by quite a... Could someone Google real quick how many people speak it? Someone please tell me. Someone Google it real fast. You gotta... How many speakers are there of Pashto? Even just the first thing that pops up on Google, even if it's not perfect. Tens of millions, right? It's pretty big. And like an emerging people group, I guess. 40 mil? Yeah. 40 mil sounds about right. A few 100,000? No way. 40 mil. Yeah, okay, everyone's saying 40 mil. So it's kind of like a good investment, I would say. It's a good investment. So I'll put Pashto in the average. It sounds pretty good. I haven't heard a ton of it, but if you listen to it, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. It could tickle your pickle a little bit. Moving on to Arabic, guys. Where do you think I'm going to put Arabic? What do you guys think about Arabic? Like, genuinely, what do you think about Arabic? No judgment here. Everyone can speak their mind. What do you think about Arabic? No judgment. No one's going to make fun of you, whatever. Very curious. Very curious what everyone thinks about it. I mean, you guys think it belongs in Giga Chad, too. Average, some of y'all are saying. The thing with Arabic, which it's hard for me to kind of convey to people, the thing with Arabic is it's so fucking interesting. Like it's so unique. It's just I can't describe it, but it's so unique. That's kind of just the best way to say it. Such a unique language on the planet. Like you look at all these language groups and stuff. It's the king of the Semitic language family, of course. Literally the only language that matters. Interesting take. Habibi Arabic is so good. I love the letters, of course, as I talk about every single year. Ain, ha, qa. Dal, Sol, Dal. Do you remember the whole alphabet? Like the order of it? Elif, bet, the, ge, he, ge, ze. What is it? Oh my god, I'm forgetting it. Elif, bet, the, ge, je, ze. No, I'm switching to Russian alphabet right now. What the hell? A, B, V, G, D, Y, O, J, Z, I, Krat, K, K, L, M, N, O, P. What the fuck? Elif, bet, the, ge, he, him, je. Wow, I can't remember. I know the whole alphabet, but it's just when I recited it for 10 hours straight like 2 years ago, I kind of forgot it. Jim, that's what I was forgetting there. Okay. Arabic goes in Giga Chat, obviously. I mean, fuck, dude. Like, the thing with Arabic is forget every single language on this tier list, and we could just make this video about the Arabic language and all its different dialects. Like, it's got so much fucking DLC, man. And if you can read, unlike me with my eye problems, you're in for a treat, man. Arabic, and the people are criminally underrated in the sense of like these people group stuff. Like Moroccans are so cool, Algerians are so cool, Libyans are so cool. Saudis have been like the nicest people to me on the planet. I love Saudis. Saudis are so fucking cool, dude. Then, like, I know a guy from Yemen who's super, like, there's just so much going on, dude. And then Lebanon, my goodness, Lebanon is so cool. There's just too much DLC. Palestine, too much DLC, guys. Too much DLC to be ignored. If you ignore it, you're a fucking moron. And then their Arabic, like, I mean, every place is their own Arabic, too. Like, geez, freaking Moroccan Arabic is insanely different from Saudi Arabic, which is quite different from Lebanese Arabic, which is quite different from Syrian Arabic. Whole lot of fun. Whole lot of fun. If I had separate, it'd be interesting to rank, to do an actual tier list of the different Arabic dialects. That'd be interesting. Tagalog. Let's talk about Tagalog, which is the language of the Philippines. I guess we could call it Filipino as well. So, Filipino would be interesting as well. I like the Philippines. I've always talked about how I like the Philippines. I'd love to visit the Philippines. I almost visited this year when I was in Vietnam and then Japan, but I decided not to. I have some friends there who were going to welcome me there, but I did not. Tagalog, there are a lot of languages in the Philippines, so Tagalog is kind of the lingua franca, if I'm not mistaken. So unfortunate in that sense. I like when countries are more unified under one language because, you know, I'll give you an example. Polish so concretely unlocks Poland, and that's really fucking dope, right? But like Indonesian doesn't unlock all of Indonesia because so many people speak different languages in Indonesia. So similar case with Tagalog of so many different regional languages. A lot of Spanish and English influence in Tagalog, which is interesting. But unfortunately, they code switch too much, man. They switch. If you watch Easy Languages Tagalog, they just code switch too much. I don't like it too much. I'm gonna put it in average though, because like, if you want to learn Tagalog, I'm not going to stop you, and I'll be proud of you if you get pretty good at it. But it's not too dope, not too dope these days. Just because if they kept it more pure, which like honestly, it's kind of bigoted in a way for me to say that because the reason why it's not pure is because of like brutal colonization by both the Spanish and then I don't know if the American colonization was brutal per se. I don't really know what we did there. It could have been. I just don't know, so I don't want to say it. But then the Americans took it over, so it's So yeah, someone said I was watching a Tagalog movie and it had too much English, so you aren't wrong. Yeah, it's just like come on, man. Like just stay one language at a time. Like it's fine if you guys want to speak American a lot. Like do it. That's awesome. I mean, I love it. It's my language, but fuck, man. Like you'd be so much more appetizing as a language learner. 180 languages in the Philippines, yeah. I mean, there are hundreds in the US too with all the fucking Native American languages and shit. Urdu. Urdu is the same language as Hindi, but it's written in a much cooler alphabet. And Pakistan is just awesome. I don't know if you've seen those videos about like the kids and stuff who are like, I will die for Pakistan and like I want to become pilot, you know, like those cool videos on Instagram and shit where it's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? They're like, I'll be doctor and shit, like Pakistan. Very patriotic people. I knew a guy named Wahid from there once. Really cool place. I just think it's like it's like Muslim India. I mean, obviously there are tons of Muslims in India, but I don't know. I like it. Flag is really dope. I like Urdu. I have always and will continue to always recommend Urdu. It's like if you're gonna learn Hindi or Urdu, it's better. I feel like they don't code switch as much. Am I right? Am I right with that, guys? Would Urdu speakers not code switch to English as much? Because I feel like strong army grape. Do they? I feel like Indians are much more likely to code switch to American than Pakistani people. Am I incorrect? They switch a lot too. I feel like I'm correct though in terms of the quantity though. It's more with Indians. You think the Arabic script is worse for the language, Fredsky? I do not agree with that. I do not agree with that. I think Urdu. I just think that the Hindi alphabet is kind of complex. It's kind of annoyingly complex. You don't code switch. I'm putting it in alpha. I'll always recommend that you learn Urdu. I think it's a genius language to learn. Ukrainian is a very interesting language. Obviously, the Ukrainians have not had a very easy in the last few years. My heart goes out to those folk. I think Ukrainian is a very beautiful language. I think it's just a gorgeous Slavic language. I've always loved it. It's like the letters that they have. It's more similar to Polish vocab wise. Um, yeah, vocab. It's and syntax wise, I think it's a lot more similar to Polish, but because it's written in the Slavic or the Cyrillic alphabet, and it's like right next to Russia there, it's lumped more together with Russian, but it's more similar to Polish from my understanding. I've never studied it too much, but I mean, Ukrainian people are Chads. The language is beautiful. They have the fucking one of the nicest flags on the planet. Hard to deny that. Especially with global focus on Ukraine and wanting to help them out, support them, give money to Ukrainian tutors, whatever it takes, I suppose. I'm definitely going to throw in the Giga Chad tier. I think I've done that a million times. I think I've continually put in that. Unfortunately, the prediction that I made in 2022 of Ukraine winning the war in like 1 month and taking over all of Russia was false. That was incorrect. I did say that in a video in 2022 in my top 10 most useless languages video. I think I said Russian is useless because Ukraine is going to take over all of Russia in like 1 month and everyone's going to speak Ukrainian. That prediction was unfortunately incorrect, but I tried my best. But yeah, like fucking learn Ukrainian. It's awesome. It's like the only thing it makes me kind of want to put it in alpha. I'm going to keep it in GigaChad, but it's a little unfortunate that the resources aren't that many, but there are actually. I feel like there's a disproportionate amount of Ukrainian resources. There are a lot. More than you think. But yeah, Slava Ukraini. Okay. Let's move on to Amazigh. Amazigh is the language of the Berbers who are in North Africa, and I fucking love it. They have the coolest alphabet on the planet. Some of their alphabets look like fucking centipedes and shit and umbrellas and everything. It's absolutely insane. It's crazy, but I really, really do like it. I think it's really cool. No one really learns it, which is kind of unfortunate. I would put it in GigaChad, but there's like no resources, literally like no resources. It's one of my favorite languages on the planet. It's the most like, there's a lot of languages on the planet that people don't focus on that aren't considered like major languages anymore, like languages of the past, kind of like Navajo, Mayan, Amazigh. You know what I mean? Like a ton of Indian languages that aren't that aren't as omnipresent as Hindi, shit like that. It's kind of one of those, but it's my favorite out of all of those, I would say. Very cool alphabet. If you don't know it, look up the Amazigh alphabet. Really, really cool. You really should look at it. Yeah, I see some of you are spamming letters of it. It's really cool. So I am going to put it in alpha because it's cool. You should learn it. German. This is the last language I have on the list, but stay tuned because we can in fact and we will in fact talk about other languages that aren't on the list. You guys can tell me which language you want me to talk about, and I'll talk about that because I don't have every language on this. I made this tier maker thing a year ago. Also, I can link this tier thing if you want to make your own. That would be awesome. At the end, I can link this and you guys can do it. Now we're going to German. I have been learning German. It's so fucking frustrating. I don't know what it is about German. Like, it's not the hardest language on the planet by far. By far, it is not the hardest language on the planet. But it's just so like annoying, man. I love it. I love how it sounds. I do, man. I love how it sounds. I need to speak fluent German in my life, and I 100% will, and I've gotten a lot better at it. Do not get me wrong. Still make a lot of mistakes. Magst du nicht kurz gesagt? I mean, ich kenne kurz gesagt. Yeah, the words are long. I don't really care about that. I see some people who are active in my German streams here now as a good audience here for me to review German here. I think I gave it GigaChad in my language review, but like to learn it in 2025, as I get better and better at it and learn it, it just has so much frustration to it that like it's hard for me with a clean conscience to recommend like a beginner to learn it. 'Cause I'm like, dude, just fucking learn something else, dude, to feel a little better. But who am I kidding, dude? Like, German is so cool, dude. It's that Central European powerhouse. It's going in GigaChad, man. You got to learn it. All right. We're going to have to review this and make sure that this is the actual tier list for the year. We're going to review these real fast, guys. I do need to just run to the restroom real fast. I've been streaming for 2 hours and I had a bunch of coffee before this. We'll review this and make sure this is good. And we'll talk about languages that are on the list. I really appreciate everyone staying tuned. If you just stay for like 1 minute, I'll be right back, though. All right? And we'll see. Feel free to roast me then if you disagree. Meine Freunde. Oh wow, not that many of you have actually left. You guys hung out with me. I really appreciate it. A lot of you stayed. I did just check my phone real quick, my email. Did I wash my hands? Absolutely, I did. Um, I just checked the. I just checked my email to see like purchases of the book, and it seems like maybe all of the codes have been used. Can someone check to see if the code's been used? I am for this stream. I'm doing a discount for my ebook. The discount code is Among Us. If you weren't here for that, Among Us, and you click the link in the description, or go to languagesimp.com if you want my ebook, which teaches you how to learn a language from 0 to 100 to fluency. It's my exact method, and you can use the code Among Us. I think they might. I gave it to only 30 people. I should have maybe given it more. I think it's very close to being completely used up, if not all the way. I don't know if someone could check, like just to go to check out and type in Among Us, just to see. It might have had the 30 redeemed it. I'm not sure. It's definitely like in the 20s at least. You bought it. You're welcome. I hope you enjoyed it. Does it not work? Is that true? Can someone confirm that? I think it might have ran out. I wish yeah, I don't think I can increase that right now actually. So it says invalid. Okay. So the 30 have redeemed it. I need to fucking give that more. I just didn't know that it was going to be so quickly redeemed. I unfortunately don't think that oh, Charisma, you can help me to get physical copies of that. That'd be really cool. I actually think I can give some more wait, I might be able to one sec. Let me see if I can increase the number of those for anyone else who wants to buy it, because I feel bad now. Just bear with me for a second. You guys cannot see the screen where I'm going to be doing this, hopefully, because I'm going to be like logging into shit. Stuff that y'all do not need to see on stream. Let's see. I could probably do this really fast if anyone else wants to buy it, because I do kind of feel bad. Or can we yeah, I don't know. Let me see if I can do this really fast. Just bear with me. Skibbity. Okay, actually, this might take me a little bit. So, all right, so the discount is done for now. I will, in fact, open that up at the end of this stream, okay? I will open that up at the end of the stream, so if anyone else is interested in purchasing the ebook at $5 off at languagesimp.com, you can use Among Us code later. And I'll have that in the description at the end of this. So, all right, let's go and start moving on to talking about the languages that are not on this list, because tons were not placed. So give me a language, guys. Give me a language to talk about, and we will discuss it, and we'll come up to a consensus of where we would have put it on the tier list. Irish. All right, I just saw Irish, so we'll talk about Irish. What do I think about Irish? Like, if I'm gonna tell someone to learn Irish in 2025, whew. Tell me what you think about Irish. Of course, I want to hear y'all's opinion, but I think that Irish is Kona Satatu is the only thing I know. It's just annoying because it's a cool language. Like, imagine if Ireland actually fucking spoke Irish. Then it would be really cool, right? That would be like W Riz. You would want to learn Irish. But because they don't speak it, it just sucks, dude. I'd put it in beta. It goes in beta. 100% I put Irish in beta. The language would be awesome. If Ireland actually spoke Irish, the world would be a better place, and it would probably at least be an average, if not alpha, right? Doesn't that suck, guys? Doesn't it suck that languages die and that countries kind of get colonized? All right, I'll do Welsh now because I see that in the chat and it's similar. I mean, same deal. Like, I'm putting Welsh in beta. I have a good friend who learns it. Shout out to you, Rhapsody and Lingo, if you're here. I know I saw you in the chat earlier. So you might be here. You might have left by now. But Welsh goes in the beta tier. It's a cool sounding language. Whenever I hear you speak it, Rhapsody, I think it sounds really fucking cool. It's just, what the hell? Like, no one speaks Welsh. Even the Welsh people don't speak it. Like, which I guess adds value in terms of you speaking it in 2025, because it's like, oh, you're the cool guy who kind of revived it and is learning it in the background, but goes in beta. All right, let's see. I don't know who to pick, like, when I see this chat, because y'all are spamming languages. I already said Swahili. Keep it's on the list. You can see Swahili is in the where did I put Swahili in the average tier? it's hard for me to know who to read. So let's see, fucking Burmese. I'll do Burmese because I see a mod actually saying a charisma. Burmese is really fucking cool with the circles and shit. It's not tonal. It's not tonal. I only found that out recently that Burmese is not tonal. Burmese is a non-tonal language written in the most batshit insane alphabet on the planet with circles and shit. Would be impossible for me to read with my eye problems. Be so hard because I see double of everything. This is so in case you guys don't understand what my eye problem is, and you want to teach me or you want to hear what my eye problem is. I see double of everything. I see two of everything. So words overlap each other. So when my eyes are like this, which is like 90% of the time, when I see like all right, I see this sentence down here. I think you guys can see it at the bottom of your screen. Add additional images to your tier list. Like I see add additional images to your tier list and I can decipher it. But like there are two overlaid. So it's like blurry, if that makes sense. So that's a big issue that I have. One of my few issues. Do you know Inner Slavic, Между Slaviansky? I do not, but obviously I can kind of read it a little because of my exposure to Russian. So yeah, Burmese I'm gonna put an alpha because the fact that it so Burmese I'd put an alpha because even though yeah, it'd just be fun. It'd just be really fun, man. You should learn Burmese. Jonathan, Somali speed language review. Thank you for the $5. Well, I already put Somali in. I put it pretty high. I put it in alpha. I like Somali. I'll definitely do a language review one day, inshallah. That'd be awesome. Well, what can I say about Somali? I mean, cool language within the Latin script. I don't remember which language family it technically is. A lot of Arabic loanwords. It's a cool language, cool people group. Get a lot of flack for some, historical things, and I feel like the worst part of Somalia is like the only thing that's broadcasted to the world. So that's kind of annoying. All right, let's move on to another one. Do Lithuanian, Lock Hunter. Thank you for the 25 PLN. I will absolutely do Lithuanian because of your generous donation. Thank you so much. Lithuanian. I have some Lithuanian DNA. I have maybe a great-great-grandmother who is from Lithuania, so I'm a little biased. I went to Latvia this year. Lithuanian is very similar to Latvian. I think it's a cool language. It's just like a niche Baltic language, though, written in the American alphabet, which makes it very approachable. Not that many people. I want to say a few million. I want to say 2-3 million speakers, if I'm not mistaken. I kind of forget. But I could see myself learning Latvian and or Lithuanian one day. It's a weird cousin of Polish, you say, Fredsky, but it's not. It's not, right? It's a Baltic language or Baltic language family or something. It's definitely not a Slavic language. I like it. I think it looks cool written because you guys have some accent marks and stuff, and it's foreign. I would put Lithuanian in the alpha tier alongside Latvian. I would put Latvian and Lithuanian in the alpha tier. I think it's really, really interesting to learn in 2025. And thank you for the donation. If anyone donates, I will certainly talk about your language. But in the meantime, I'm just going to pick languages that I see from the chat for the time being. Esperanto, fucking dog water. I talked to some Esperantists in real life at a polyglot conference earlier this year, and they have some interesting points. Like I don't hate it. I don't like actively hate it in a criminal, like aggressive way anymore, I would say, but I still would put in dog water. Like I could not, if someone was asking, because this tier list is based on like me teaching you or helping advise you which language you should learn, and I would never fucking tell you to learn Esperanto. So maybe I do criminally hate it. I don't know. You're gonna get kicked out of the polyglot gathering, bro. Canceled. Rhapsody, did you just hear what I was saying? I was just talking about you. Were you not here a minute ago? Dude, all the fucking people who run the gathering already know I don't like Esperanto, and from my understanding, I'm chill with them all. I had really good interactions with most of them, I would say, but hopefully it's chill. Let's see, what else should we do? Thai. Let's do Thai. Thai I'm gonna put in beta only because no. I'll put it in average. I put Thai in average because Thai is it's just really hard, right? Like the alphabet is so hard and it's tonal, and unlike like Vietnamese, it doesn't show you the tones. The alphabet's real hard, and I guess you do have a good amount of DLC. There's a lot of people in Thailand, and I think you can find Thai people on the internet to help you out. Thailand's always a cool tourist destination. I mean, it's one of the most popular. It's got to be in the top 5 most visited countries, even. Like, it's such a popular tourist destination. I've never been there. I've been in neighboring Vietnam. But I put Thai in the alpha. I put Thai in alpha. Alpha. Yeah, I recommend it. I'd say Burmese is cooler though. I'd learn Burmese before Thai, I think personally, because Burmese. I actually kind of want to. I put Burmese in GigaChad now that I think about it, because Burmese is so fucking niche. But the circles are so unique, and no one learns Burmese, man. Like I'm telling you, if you take 100 language learners, Okay, listen. If you take 100 language learners and you like broke down how many people learn each language out of 100, like 70 people learn Spanish, 60 people learn German, 60 people learn French, 30 people learn Russian, one person, no, yeah, one person learns Thai and zero point 0.1 learns Burmese, you know? Like that'd be an interesting experiment. Like Italian, 20 out of 100 people learn it. 15 out of 100 will learn Polish at some point if we're going like with a big polyglot. 5 will learn Korean. 30 will learn Swedish. 6 will learn Danish. 20 will learn Dutch because it's easy. Belarusian, I'll go with now. It's so fucking alpha mogged by Russian. I'll get to your one next, T-Total, because you donated. But let's see, what was I just gonna say? Belarusian, yeah, it's just mogged by Russian. Like the fact that y'all speak Russian even more than Belarusian in Belarus, it's just like kind of irredeemable. In the sense of it's just sad, right? Because I know tons of Belarusians who speak Russian way better than Belarusian, so it's just sad. It's kind of dying at this point. Similar to Polish, I believe. More similar to Ukrainian than Russian. I think Belarusian's more similar to Ukrainian than Russian. I think Russian's kind of the odd one out, low key. But correct me if I'm wrong. I'd put it in beta. No, I'd put it in average because I do like it. I do like it, and I really like Belarus. I really like the Belarusian people, so I'll put it in average, but it just is dragged down by the fact that y'all don't even speak it. Tito said Guarani or Sardinian. I have to Google those, dude. I literally have to Google those. I know Sardinian, but what is Guarani? I've heard of it, but South American language? Oh boy. Dude, so it's a Native American language indigenous to people of South America. I'm gonna put in beta just because, like, if I haven't even heard of it, I mean, no, it's beta, because like, why would you learn it? I don't know, man. If there are people to interact with who are still around and stuff, then that's cool. But I can't say it. Sardinian, pretty based because just like Italy mogging. If you learn Sardinian, you kind of like pick a side of that not conflict, but you pick you pick a region of Italy and like learn their version. So I'd put Sardinian in alpha, especially with Italian and in GigaChad. Okay, we got Vimy with the $5. Thank you very much. But will you put Interslavic in the tier list? What do you think about it? Is it better than Esperanto? Interslavic goes in dog water. 100% Esperanto. Esperanto is better than Interslavic, I would say. No, that's not true. They're the same. Interslavic, because Esperanto is what Interslavic is to Slavic languages. It's just to Romance languages. Esperanto is like a mutt hybrid of all the Romance languages. Interslavic is a mutt hybrid of all the Slavic languages. I don't like it. Never will. Like it's what it is. If that makes sense, it's what it is. I'm never gonna like it though. Sorry. Let's see. If Thai is average, try Asan or Lao. I don't know what Asan is. I can look that up. Lao, I would put in beta just because. No, I keep correcting myself. Like I keep having a gut reaction that I say no. Lao goes in average too because it would be really cool to learn from because no one fucking learns it, and it's like it's about time that people start learning. There's so many languages I wish I could give more visibility to. So Lao goes in average. Asan is a tonal Edoid language of Nigeria. I mean, same as Yoruba. I put in average. Like learning a West African tonal language would be dope. I can't. There's nothing else I could say about that. That would be sick. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Oh, someone donated again. I gotta make sure I don't miss these donations. Let me know if I miss any. Ithquil? I've heard of that. What? You guys are giving me some crazy shit. What is that? An experimental constructed language created by John Kijada. It's designed to express more profound levels of human cognition briefly yet overtly and clearly, particularly by human categorization. What? Uses a matrix of grammatical what the fuck is this, dude? Ithquil? Why is it called that? Significant. Let me look at the writing system. What's the writing system like? No. Dog water. I'm not dealing with that shit. No. Something like what? Stop creating languages. Just learn what's in front of you guys. Okay? Okay, are there any more donations? Yes, there is, in fact. Okay, well, wait. Make sure I don't miss anything. I think someone just donated and said nothing, I think. So for nothing, I will say Giga Chad because you gave me $2 and I appreciate it. And then we've got Old English. Old English is goofy as hell. Whenever I hear it, it's really interesting. But to learn it would be fucking goofy. Like at least I don't like Latin really, but learning Old English would be goofy. I'd put in dog water because it's like a nerd virgin thing to do. Like if you're a nerd virgin, do what you want and learn it, I guess. Can we hit 1,000 likes on the stream, by the way? We're only 70 off. Just click like if you're here. But yeah, it's just like, again, the stream is to convince people to learn specific languages. If you want to learn a language, don't fucking learn Old English, dude. Why the hell is Danish average but Swedish an alpha? You'll have to rewind the stream, my friend. What languages are you actively studying? German and Portuguese. Review Georgian. Okay, Georgian's interesting. Cool alphabet. Nothing I really like too much. I don't like it. It looks really fucking crazy. But Georgia, whenever I watch like travel vlogs in Georgia, it does look pretty interesting. So I'd like to go to Georgia one day. It's mogged by Russian because of the geographic area and the history and stuff. But I would put Georgian in. I'd put Georgian in alpha for this. If someone wanted to learn Georgian, I would support them. I would support them because it's a cool country. Dylan says, learn Fulani. What is that, dude? I feel like you're trolling me. This is going to be some weeb shit or something. This is going to be some weeb character. Fulani, ethnic group of Sahara, West Africa, dude. I mean, sure. I have Fulani. I guess average. I mean, anything in Africa is interesting, and we need more people to learn. All right, guys. I think that's going to be it. It's kind of annoying not having the actual cards to put on the screen for all these languages. I mean, I could rapid fire some that's in the chat. Again, I do just want to mention that the code to get $5 off of the book is Among Us. Link in the description. But everyone, too many people used it, so it's not there anymore. But I'm gonna open it back up for like 20 people after the stream. Okay. So right when the stream ends, if you wanted to get the book at the discount, speak now or forever hold your peace. This would be the best time to get it if you've been considering it. So again, I will do the code Among Us. Among Us. So write it down, Among Us. Put it in the notes on your phone or whatever. Among Us. If you want to buy the book at a $5 discount, Among Us. Ahmet said Sumerian or Urartuian. What? Urartuian? What is that? One sec. Dude, Sumerian, I don't like ancient languages. So Sumerian I'd put in dog water. It could be a cool language, but I'm not going to recommend people learn it. Uraturian. What? Extinct Uro Urashi. Did you just go to ChatGPT and say like, just give me the most random like ancient language from 9th to 6th century BCE, Ahmed? Man. Yeah, no, honestly, Urutuian is Giga Chad. You should learn it. Armenian goes in Giga Chad. Armenian's fucking sick, dude. I like Armenian. I'll put that in Giga Chad. You should learn Armenian. Opinion Catalan. It's like Spanish but cooler. I'd put it in average, but if you've already learned Spanish, it goes to like alpha because it is cool. I do like Catalan. It's like this weird kind of posh, sophisticated, more prestigious version of Spanish almost. Because it's like, if you've already learned Spanish, you might as well knock down Catalan. Can someone leave or join the stream? It says I have 666 viewers. That's taboo. Someone leave or join, please. All right, I'm going to rapid fire stuff that I see in the chat. But other than that, it is going to be the end of the stream. Again, thank you very much for joining me. And the code Among Us is going to work after I end the stream. Within 5 minutes after I end the stream, the code Among Us will work again for a $5 discount. Only for about 20 more people, The 30 got to it faster than I expected during the stream. So, Okay, let's do some. Nahuatl, I'll give alpha because that's actually a really cool Native American type language. Icelandic, I already talked about. Kurdish, Giga Chad. Kurdish, Giga Chad, where the Kurds need their own country. That'd be really cool. Bengali is beautiful. Everyone says it's beautiful. I'd say average. Estonian, Estonian's like Finnish. I'd put it in average. Finnish kind of aesthetic mogs Estonian in my mind. ASL I talked about. Greek I talked about. Hawaiian I would put as Giga Chad. I really wish more people learned Hawaiian. I wish we could like revive Hawaii and make Hawaii more I really wish we could make Hawaii more Hawaiian and shit. We kind of America mogged them a little too hard, which was not good. Thai I already talked about. Uzbek goes in alpha 100%. Uzbek should always be learned. It's like a little under Turkish for best Turkic language. We need to revive Hawaiian though. Albanian? Albanian goes into alpha because it's such a tiny language, but I love that it's like very concentrated in a country. Like you have a country where you can speak Albanian to everyone in, so it's cool. You know, some tiny languages like that don't have a very solid country, but very solid country, and Albanian's cool, so it goes in alpha. Tatar? Что ты на татарском? Average. It's cool if you're in Russia, I guess, but you're just not going to run into a lot of people who speak it. Chatty in Arabic goes in Giga Chat with all yours. All right, guys, that's it. That's it for the reviews. This is a good list. I'm glad I got to do this again for another year. It'll be interesting to look back on where I had shit the last year. I know some stuff. I know off the top of my head that some stuff changed, but thank you very much for joining. I'll hang out for a few minutes, I guess. We could just talk about anything other than the list, I guess, or the list, but we just talk. Make Merrick emo again. How we doing, guys? More language reviews coming. Amazigh is here, Violin. I talked about Amazigh. Didn't I put it? I put it in alpha. Why are you saying, come on, bro, no Amazigh? I literally have it in the alpha tier like it's one on the list. Yo, I'll DM you on Discord about the physical book print. Yeah, sounds good, homie. Sounds really good. I think I have you added. If I don't, message me on Instagram. I know I have you added on Instagram. Do you miss Dora? Da, я люблю Doro. 5 years of lists. How have you changed as a language learner during this time? This is not the 5th year. This has got to be the 3rd year, but I would be interested in seeing all of them. How's the Portuguese learning going? I'm making a lot of progress in Portuguese. I've been streaming that pretty much every day. It's been fun. I see you saying dub your videos. I'm a German Giga Chat. Hell yeah, Nathan. Fuck yeah. No Arabic? What do you mean no Arabic? It's literally right here in Giga Chat at the top. Okay. All right, guys. I'm so hungry. It's time to go eat. Love you, LS. Thanks for doing this. Thank you. Love you too, homie. So, guys, again, I'm going to leave now. This is the end of the stream, but I am going to have the discount code open again, okay? Everyone used up the discount. Too many people bought the book. I didn't know that everyone was going to buy the book so fast. So if you want to buy my book, which will teach you how to learn a language from 0 to 100, thousands of people have already bought the book, and I don't think I've gotten bad feedback, honestly, which is very fucking nice. I mean, surely someone you'd think would not have enjoyed it, but so far so good. No negative feedback. If you want to learn how to learn a language, how I learn a language, now is your time to get $5 off. I'm going to open back up the discount code. The discount code is Among Us. Among Us. Among Us. Among Us. AMONGUS. Among Us. It is not going to work right now, but right when I end the stream, I'm going to add more to it. And yeah, thank you for all those people who bought the book the first day. I know a lot of you did. It's just, now we're giving it. Now it's been 2 months, so almost 2 months. So the people who still want it, who haven't been able to afford it and stuff, the first time we're really going to give a discount. So the code's going to be Among Us. I'm ending the stream now, and I'm going to open that up within the next few minutes, so you can go try it if you want to buy it. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you later with another Portuguese stream, I'm sure, in the near future. And yeah, I'll catch you later, homies. Let me put the fucking Discord link in the description or in the chat real fast. I'm so hungry. It's my cheat day. I'm gonna go get some fast food, actually. Let me see where the invite link is. If someone has the invite link, feel free to send it. We're almost at 40,000 members. I haven't been advertising the Discord for a while because I haven't been that active on YouTube. But yeah, if you want to join the Discord there. All right. Last time, discount code Among Us. AMONGUS. Among Us. It will be active in about 3 minutes right after I end the stream on the Hyperpolyglot Handbook if you go to languagesimp.com. All right. Catch you guys later. Peace.